What's up, boys? Welcome to episode 28 of the Brooklyn Bellos franchise mode, the finale of this series here at the beginning of the 2027 regular season. So in this episode, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. I am going to be simulating as many seasons as I can until the franchise mode ends. I think the max is 25, so if I started around 2018, should bring me into the 2030s, 2040s, I don't know, I didn't do the calculations. Something like that. And what I want to do is just check in at the end of every season. I'm going to show you the lines, show you the point totals, show you the playoff tree, and all that good stuff. I am no longer going to be going through the calendar, showing you every little trade, and doing scouting, and showing you the drafting. That is over. I will not be doing that anymore. So starting off in 2027, this is how the team will look for the 2027-2028 seasons. Griffith, Hughes, Marner, Crowder, DeBrincat, Hall, Korolev, Tervainen, Bathgate, Castles, Grachev, and Carson. Defense, Byram, Benson, Cameron, Lindholm, Jass, and Breland. In nets, Blumdahl with Chimera. Scratches, Robertson and Jacques Leroy. In the AHL, looking like this, some of my better prospects are Lalonde, Rabichaud's kind of there, Quinville, Lorcanen. Some of these guys have some decent potential. Jalen James, definitely. Vajiholahi, whatever he wants to be called. Alexandrov, of course, is going to come along nicely and become our starter in the future. Where's this guy's even from? This guy's Canadian? Salvador Vajiholahi? But yeah. So that's going to be it, boys. So we're going to simulate through the seasons. And at the end of every season, whether it be we made it to the Cup Finals or we got eliminated, I'm going to show you the playoff tree, the awards, and all that good stuff. If I make it to the Cup Finals, I'll show you like the simulation of the Cup Finals. But starting right now, we are just going to zoom through the seasons. And so the 2026-2027 would have been the last full season that we simmed. But now we're just going to fly through it a bit quicker so we can just get this over with because I don't have time to record a million episodes. So some of the storylines that we're following: Sheldon Crowder, the man we drafted first overall in 2024. Will he stay with us for years and become a pillar on this team? Jackson Hall, the man we traded for, the sniper, we'll be able to keep him. Tervainen, what are we going to do with him? He has great potential, but I don't know if we have room for him. Alex DeBrincat, 29 years old. He's been here since the beginning. We traded for him in year 1 or 2. Ernest Griffith, just got him. Korolev, we drafted him in the 3rd round. Jack Hughes, just traded for him. He's our franchise center right now. Mitch Marner, he was disrespected by Toronto. We saved him. The age of 30, he is our captain. How long can we keep him? Will he retire with us? Will the contract become too much? I don't know. A lot of other great names. Lindholm, he's been here a long time. He's now 33 years old, still kicking. Byram, our first ever high draft pick, I believe, right? Because Byers didn't really matter, didn't really count. We drafted him 7th overall in 2019. Bowen Byram, 26 years old, 89 overall, a pillar on this team. Benson, a 3rd round pick in 2021, one of our best defensemen. Grachev, a 2nd round pick in 2021, a great center. Bryce Cameron, a 7th round pick in 2022, 86 overall. So we're going to see what happens. Goaltenders, Blumdahl, how long can we hang on to him before Alexandrov comes in? This guy's 90 overall franchise, 23 years old. Can we just hang on to him forever? I don't know. Do we trade Alexandrov? That'll be for me to decide, and I will inform you of those decisions that I made throughout seasons at the end of every season. So I will see you in just a little bit when we hit the end of the 2027-2028 season. And the last thing to note is that in the settings, I will be turning injuries off because I don't have time to go in and do lineup changes every 5 minutes, especially when I'm trying to get through 15 seasons plus. So no injuries. Everyone will play 82 games fully, which is nice, and it won't cause too many changes that have to be made, which also makes Robertson expendable or someone on defense expendable because I no longer need subs. But those will be decisions that I make throughout the year. I'll see you at the end of this season. Here in December of 2027, saying goodbye to Hampus Lindholm and Neil Carson, along with the 1st round pick and this guy, just to dump some salary, pick up a really good prospect defenseman, and a draft pick in return. So Hampus Lindholm, sweeten it just a touch. You know what? Forget the pick. I'm not going to take back the 6th. Hampus, and how about that? Trade accepted. Sweet proposal. No problem, Edmonton. So thank you, Hampus Lindholm, for your service. Got all those people out of here. Thanks for nothing, Edmonton. Gonna go quickly dump those guys I just took back and continue on simulating to the end of the season. Probably the only trade that I'm gonna make. So we just lost in 7 games to a team that had like 40 wins, even though we had 59 wins or whatever. So that's it for that one. Okay, that's cool. So EA got us again, boys. In the playoffs, Sheldon Crowder led the way with 11 points in 7 games, even though we lose. DeBrincat 9, Hall 6. So we had tons of points for a 7-game series, but somehow we lose to Montreal. Blumdahl goes 3-2-2 with 2 shutouts, 3 wins, 2 shutouts, 2.03 goals against average, 934 save percentage. Somehow we still lose. I don't know how that even happens. In the regular season, points looked like this. Sheldon Crowder had 86 points through 82 games, of course. Hughes 78, Marner 73, nice to see that. Hall 69, DeBrincat 67, which is great. Picked up this guy from the Lightning who had a good season, as well as this guy Boucher. He had a really good year. Traded Korlev and Tervainen for both of these guys. Good seasons. Byram a plus 63. Wow, plus 50 for Benson. Blumdahl and Nets went 45, 13, and 3 with 9 shutouts, a 935 save percentage, and a 1.93 goals against average. Chimera did very well as a backup. Blumdahl led the league in wins. Hart, Ponikarovsky, Luukkonen, Parsons were all there. Tyler Parsons. Scoring in the entire league looked like this, with Bradley Neal getting 89 points, Kurvinen right behind him, and then so Crowder tied for second in the NHL in points. Somehow McDavid only gets 83, and all of the league leaders of all the league leaders in points, only 4 of them got more than a point per game, which doesn't make any sense. Ryan Poehling again has like a 70+ point season. Also saw that Suglobal got traded to Dallas for like Miro Heiskanen. And Demko went like 18 and 19. It was a rough year for him over in Nashville. Avalanche win the Cup. We win the President's Trophy for the 3rd straight season. Yet we lose in the first round. We went 59-19 and 4 for 122 points, putting us way above anyone else in the NHL. But we lose in the first round, which made no sense. Player awards, we have any winners? We do. It's a Calder trophy. Oh wow, the Calder went to the guy we picked up from Tampa, Virtanen. That's nice. Blumdahl wins the Vezina and the William M. Jennings, which is great to see. And that's it for 2027, 2028. I'm gonna go through the draft as well. Let's see if we get any luck in the draft lottery coming up. We have a bunch of first-round picks, and we picked 4th from Calgary. Yeah, that's our only one that was eligible in the lottery. So we will be picking 4th in this upcoming draft. We'll see who we get. I'm going to make some trades in the off-season for some guys who are RFAs. Got to move them, make room. And I'll see you with the starting roster of the 2028-2029 season. Here at the beginning of the 2028-2029 regular season, top line's going to be Griffith, Hughes, and Crowder. The playmaker working with Crowder because I noticed that with Griffith and Marner, 2 playmakers in the first line, didn't work out as well last year. Second line will be Hull, DeBrincat, and Marner. Third line, Camden Bathgate up to an 87 overall now with Boucher and Dal Cole. I got Michael Dal Cole from the Ducks. He's on a really nice contract, so I thought I'd go and pick him up. Fourth line is Wisniewski, Grachev, and Castles. Wisniewski we drafted in the 6th round 4 years ago, so nice to see that he has grown. Defense, Byram and Benson remain the same, as does Cameron, but Bryce Klimchuk, who I got in a trade from the Oilers, has now grown from, I think, a high 70s to an 84. Brendan Morrison, who we drafted 4th overall last year, in 2027, sorry, 2 seasons ago then, is now up to an 83. And Jalen James, we drafted in the 4th round 4 years ago, is now an 81. So these guys are now here. Jas and Breland are both gone because these guys make up our new defensive core. Goaltenders is Blumdahl at a 93 and Alexandrov up to an 82. Chimera is gone. Minors, we have lots of guys. Blumstrand, who we drafted a couple of years ago, is looking good. Spurgeon, who I just signed as a free agent, who has low elite potential. Lalonde could be playing in the NHL at an 80 overall. I replenished the defense depth by trading for a bunch of defensive prospects. Conklin and Kunitz, who we both drafted, are there. And we're ready to go. So I'll see you at either the trade deadline or the end of the playoffs of the 2028-2029 season. And we lose in the conference finals in 7 games to the Buffalo Sabres to end the 2029 postseason. That's always nice to see. Let's get a little recap of how we did this season. Another historic year, going 54-20-8. Did we win the President's Trophy? We did not, by 1 point, to Vladimir Suglobov and the Florida Panthers. We lost. We still won the division. And Sheldon Crowder, career 98 points, career high in points and goals, scoring 50 goals and 98 points. Jack Hughes gets a career high in points with 91, many less goals, but 91 points. Mitch Marner, 77. Griffith, Hall, Bathgate in his second year beats last year's total. DeBrincat takes a step back, going from 67 to 53 this year. Big step back. Still the same amount of goals, but not the same amount of assists. Everyone else looking okay. Byron plus 50, as always, cracking the plus minuses. Cameron's up there. Benson, what's Benson been doing? He's up there. Always those high 20s, low 30s. Always a good fixture on the defense. Goalies, Blumdahl went 44, 14, and 5 with 6 shutouts, 93 overall. Alexandrov is going to want a big contract next year. I don't know if I can sign him. I might have to trade him because I can't afford doing again what happened with Suglobov and Blumdahl, or Suglobov and Demko, or whatever I had going on before. So this time I actually have to trade Alexandrov or Blumdahl, and Blumdahl at the age of 24, he's 1 year older and 11 overall higher, so I'm going to keep Blumdahl and probably trade Alexandrov. In the entire NHL, I believe it was Vladimir Suglobov who led the way. Yeah, tied Blumdahl in wins, had a better goals against average and save percentage. Vladimir Suglobov, 95 overall. All skaters, Sheldon Crowder wins the Art Ross with 98 points. Vladimir Ivanov wins the Rocket Richard by 2. He beats Crowder and Grigorenko by a couple goals. Had some boys up here. Hishe was up there. Taylor Hall at the age of 37, still getting it done. And that's pretty much it for this. In the playoffs, playoff tree looked like this. In the first round, we swept the Maple Leafs, and we beat the Rangers in 5, and then we lose to the Sabres in 7. I'll check in just a couple seconds when the cup is awarded and the awards are set. Also be known, we lost 3 straight. We are up 3-1 in the series, and we lose 4-3. 5-2, 3-1, 3-1. Avalanche win the Stanley Cup, and the Burnaby Aces, we won the Calder Trophy. Didn't notice that. That might be our first title ever for Burnaby. Congrats. How do we do over here? We picked 12th from St. Louis, and that's it. Thank you very much, St. Louis. Colorado Avalanche win the Stanley Cup. For the second straight year, it's true, back-to-back Stanley Cups for the Colorado Avalanche. Panthers get the President's Trophy. Sabres there. Player awards, Crowder gets the Art Ross and the Hart. Provorov, James Norris, Suglobov gets the Vezina. Conn Smythe goes to Ivanov, of course. Crowder wins the Ted Lindsay. Ivanov wins the Rocket Richard. Congrats. What about in the AHL? How'd we do over here? Anybody? Yeah, we had Spurgeon. He was the most outstanding rookie player. Yeah, we just signed him. Conklin, our goalie. Okay, that's like the Vezina. Nice. And team awards, we win the Calder Cup, and we win the Richard F. Canning Award. That's nice. So, yeah, and let's quickly check the points as well. In the AHL, it was Antoine Dumont who had 62 points leading the way. After that, huge drop-off. I don't get it. 62, 61, and then straight downhill from there. And in nets, possibly a new backup next season was Taylor Conklin, who is 78 overall. He had a great 33, 27, and 6 record with 9 shutouts. Great year in Burnaby, boys. Let's keep it up. I'm going to run through the draft and the free agency, and I'll see you with the lines for the 2029-2030 season. So here we are at the beginning of the 2029-2030 season. Lines looking like this. Jack Hughes in the last year of that wonderful contract. He's going to have to get signed to an extension of 13 mil plus if he wants to sign. Sheldon Crowder at the age of 23, 92 overall in our first line wing with Griffith. Hall, I'm going to put Boucher with Marner. Jackson Hall a sniper, Boucher a playmaker, and so is Marner. DeBrincat maybe with Bathgate and Blumstring can get going a bit more as opposed to last season. Might be on his last legs over here. in Brooklyn. Fourth line is Lalonde, Hennessy, and Castles. Hennessy could be the third line center if I were to move the Brinkat. Defense looks like this: Byron Benson, Cameron Morrison, Klimchuk, and Vorobyev. I made a trade to get, because all these guys on their, with 1 year left on their entry-level deals, I'm not going to be able to sign them next season. Blumdahl in nets with Taylor Conklin backing him up. In the AHL looks like this. It's full of great players: Spurgeon, Farrell, Coupland, people who are in their low 80s who could be playing in the NHL, just does not fit. A lot of guys here. Defense as well. This guy Vyacheslav Sharov, can't even find room for him to play, because I don't know if I want to put a defensive defenseman there, especially with Vorobyev, who I drafted high. I'd like to give him a chance as an offensive defenseman up there, playing with Klimchuk, a defensive defenseman. We'll see what happens. Those are going to be the lines for this season, so I'll see you when we're getting towards the end of this one. Here at the trade deadline, we are 1 win shy of 50 wins, having a great season. Now, Jack Hughes, with 1 year left in his great contract, he does not want to re-sign no matter how much money I seem to offer him. I've gone up close to 14 million, which is a bit more than what he wanted, but I just can't offer him much more. I'm just tying up way too much money with him. I'm going to see if I can get Bradley Neal from the Rangers, first overall pick in 2022. A great centerman. He's a sniper. He scores points. He scores goals and gets points. He has 63 and 63 this season. Always a big fixture in New York, as well as having a 7-year contract with 8.685 left on it. I'm going to see if I can get them to retain any salary and see what goes through. And there we go. So with Neal having 0.550 retained, which means that he will be costing me 8.135 for the next 5 years. Got him. So thank you, Jack Hughes, for your service. Just not able to hang on to you. A couple of years, had some good times. Couldn't get that cup, but thank you for all that you did. Now he's off to the rival New York Rangers, which is going to be pretty scary. But Bradley Neal, he's a great player on a good contract. So having him at around 6 million or 5.5 million less than I would have had Hughes for, hopefully that allows us to keep the rest of the team together. Marner's down to an 88 overall. Season's going well. I'll see you in the playoffs. So we swept the Florida Panthers and we are off to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in who knows, like 4 or 5 years. Going up against the Colorado Avalanche, who want to three-peat as Stanley Cup champions. This is really a battle of the dynasties right here. Avalanche and the Bellos. We're down 2-0 in the series. We're down 2-1 in the series. We take Game 3. And now we move into Game 5, down 3-1 in the series. Come on, boys. Overtime. We need to score to stay alive, and we do. The Brinkat. Bing, bing, the Bingkat. Never doubt him, bear. Never doubt the Bingkat. Now we can move into game number 6 of the Cup Finals. We need to keep winning these next 2 if we want to. It's that or nothing. Game 6, first period. Goal for Jackson Hall. Second period, 3 goals for the Kyle Connor. There he is, the old pig. And Nathan McKinnon. 3 goals on 15 shots. We're down 2-1 here in the third period. About to lose and give Colorado their 3rd straight Stanley Cup. And we lose in 6 games to the Colorado Avalanche to give them their 3rd straight Stanley Cup. Congrats to all the pigs on Colorado. In the AHL, we lost in 5 games to the Hershey Bears, the Capitals farm team, in our conference finals there. In stats for the playoffs, Jackson Hall led the way with 19 points in 22 games. Mitch Marner still there at the age of 33, putting it up. Neal, 15 points in 22 games, helped us out. And we just couldn't get it done, though. Of course, our goalies, right? Did they collapse? What happened here? Why was Conklin in it? It's 14-8-0 with 2 shutouts, 916 save percentage for Vesa Blumdahl. But during the regular season, he had... So in 62 games, he had 12 regulation losses. But in the playoffs, he had 8 regulation losses, 2/3 of his losses. Whatever. 47, 12-2 with 11 shutouts. Crazy year for Vesa. 935 save percentage, 1.82 goals against average. Conklin, I can't even sign him next year, I don't think, because he wants like $6 million since we go 10 years in the future and inflation went up. Sheldon Crowder, 94 points. That's not a career high. That was lower than last year, yeah. 94 points for Sheldon Crowder. Bradley Neal gets 84 points, a great season for him. Close to his career high of 89. Jackson Hall gets 79, along with 34 goals, which is his best in a few years. Mitch Marner, 70 points at the age of 33. He's still kicking, slowly going down, but he is still there. Ernest Griffith, another big year as a playmaker, 70 points, best year in a while. DeBrincat's still going down with only 46 points this year, his lowest since 2023-2024. May look at trading DeBrincat in the offseason. His average ice time was 14:51. Boucher played on the second line, but he didn't even get as much ice time as DeBrincat, 45 points. Byram a plus 51, Benson a plus 53. Career numbers must be crazy. Vorobyev plus 31 in his rookie year, up to an 82. In the entire NHL, was Sheldon Crowder wins the Art Ross Trophy. Good for him. And the Rocket Richard goes to Mats Franzen, 54 goals as a power forward. Okay, Taylor Hall at the age of 38, 82 overall, gets 77 points. That makes sense. Goalies in the entire NHL, it was Demko and Blumdahl. Wow, two legends at the top. Thatcher Demko at the age of 34, still doing it. Where is Suglobov? Here he is. 32, 24, and 8 with 5 shutouts. Not as good of a year for Vladimir Suglobov. And I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to head through the draft, go through the off-season, I'll show you the lines for the 2030-2031 season. And of course, forgot to check out the awards. Avalanche won their 3rd straight Stanley Cup. Did we win the President's Trophy? Let's see. We went 62, 17, and 3. I forgot to even look at the team stats. 127 points, by far the best team in the NHL. 62 wins. We still can't get the Stanley Cup, man, as we haven't won it since 2025-2026. We win the President's Trophy for the 4th time in 5 years, as well as the Prince of Wales Trophy. Art Ross goes to Sheldon Crowder for the 2nd straight season. We also have Bradley Neal now, so we have the 3 last Art Ross winners. The last winners of the last 3 Art Ross trophies are on our team. Hart Trophy once again goes to Sheldon Crowder for the 3rd time in 4 years. That's great to see. Neal also had it there, so we have the last 4 winners. James Norris to Rasmus Dahlin, Lady Byng to Kucherov, Calder to Del Rio, Conn Smythe to Mackenzie Blackwood somehow, who in the real world would never be more than like an 83 overall. Vezina goes to Blumdahl, which is nice, his 2nd in 3 years. Jennings goes to Blumdahl as well. Masterton to Mikhnov. Selke to Hischier for the 5th straight season, possibly more, who knows. Lindsay goes to Crowder for the 3rd time in 4 years. And Franzen gets the Maurice Richard. Any awards down here for Burnaby? No. Oh, we were the best team in the regular season, and we were the best regular season record in the Eastern Conference, and we won the North Division. Too many team awards, but thank you very much. In the AHL, points look like this. Farrell had 66, Dumont 60, Spurgeon 58. I don't get it, man. This guy's 80 overall, putting up 58 points in the AHL. Should have 100 plus points. Who's putting up points in the AHL? This guy, Paddock, 79 points, 78 overall, 80 overall, 79 overall. I don't know why that guy's not putting up numbers. Alright, so that's it for this one. I will see you in 2030, 2031. Oh my, and we have the 2nd overall pick. So look at this. St. Louis has number 1. We have number 2 from Anaheim. Montreal has 3 and 4 from Ottawa and Vancouver respectively. And then Anaheim, who gave us their pick, which became the 2nd overall pick, has Pittsburgh's pick, which becomes the 5th overall pick. So interesting dynamics there. I don't know if Anaheim was the 2nd worst team or if they won the lottery or what. But thank you very much, Anaheim. We are picking 2nd in this draft. And might as well check out who it's going to be. John Tavares, Taylor Hall, Erik Karlsson, Matt Duchene, a lot of big names retiring in the NHL this year. Johnny T, congrats on a great career. Taylor Hall, monster. Goalies, Frederik Andersen, John Gibson, all the Bellos, Charlie Lindgren. So it would likely be this guy, Salcedo, Tristan, Darren Rasu, whatever is... why do these names just get harder and harder, man? He is a sniper who scored 97 points in 68 games in the WHL. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a right winger. If it's him, yeah, I'll take him. First overall is that guy. He's 82 overall, medium elite. So go ahead and draft this Bello Salcido with the second overall pick. He is 80 overall, medium elite. He should be ready to go for next season even. Probably would trade Isaiah Castles or something. Get him in on the fourth line maybe. I might Oleg Dmitriev. This will be my next pick right here. He's medium top 6, 65 overall. And yeah, that's going to be it. I'll see you in the lineup for the start of next season. So here we are in the new decade, the 2030-2031 season. Here's how the lines are looking for this upcoming year. Griffith, Neal, and Crowder. Second line, Hull, Boucher, and Marner. Jackson Hull, 29 years old, 90 overall, the best second liner in the league. Great contract. Third line, Blomstrand, Hennessy, and Bathgate. Now these guys are the future. This guy's 21, 86 overall, 22, 87 overall, 23, 87 overall. These guys are the future. This guy's a first liner. These guys are both second liners, and they're playing third line minutes. So that's going to be difficult to work on in the future. Fourth line here, Rosehill, Farrell, and Salcido. Rosehill, a second round pick in 2026. Farrell, a fifth round pick in 2026. And Salcido, we took second overall in 2030. He is a sniper. He has great stats. On defense, Byram, Morrison, 88 overall at the age of 21, our fourth overall pick 3 years ago. Benson and Cameron. Benson now has an A on his jersey, I believe, with the departure of DeBrincat. And Vorbev and Klimchuk down here, also great potential. Maybe time to move on from Bryce Cameron with his $5.5 million contract. Not sure, going to depend how everyone grows. Goalies, Vesa Blomdahl, 26 years old, 94 overall, on a 4-year deal, 4 years left on his deal of $7.725 million. Conklin's up to 87 overall. Not going to be able to keep him after next season. Next season it will be Kunitz, our backup, Ryder Kunitz, and then Bourret will start in Burnaby with Sundqvist backing him up. That'll be next season. In Burnaby, lines look like this. Both Spurgeon and Quinville could play in the NHL, but just no room for them. That's how the lines are going to be as we roll into next season. If no major changes are made, then I will see you in the playoffs. Here's the move I'm making at the trade deadline, trying to get Connor McDavid. 1 year left on his deal at the age of 34. Can we get him a Stanley Cup before the end of his career? Ernest Griffith and Ty Conklin, both 1 year left on their deal. I am not going to be able to re-sign either. Griffith wants about $13 million. I just don't have the money. I have a lot of people to re-sign this upcoming off season. Conklin has to go as well. McDavid, give me your first round pick next year, because you won't have McDavid or Griffith, or maybe even Conklin, who knows. Give me your first round pick next year, as well as your second, fourth, and fifth next year. This will go through. Yes, it will. Thank you for your service, boys. Connor McDavid, welcome to Brooklyn. Let's get him in the lineup. See you in the playoffs. Alright, so this is pretty wild. The season just came to an end. I'm looking at the season totals. Alex DeBrincat, 33 years old, 89 points with the LA Kings as an 86 overall. Way beyond his career highs. 10 points higher than his best season of his career, which was 10 years ago. 89 points. And then you look at who was on his line. Who was getting all these points? Eric beeping Byers, 31 years old, my fifth overall pick, the first ever draft pick in Brooklyn Bello history. That guy who had top 6 potential, now he has top 9 potential. He scores 29 goals and gets 86 points. Look what he did with it when he played with me. 21, 24, 25, 32, 28, and he gets traded 55, 53, 59, 86. What in the world? 86 points for Eric Byers, 85 overall. Okay. Hughes had a great season over in New York. He had a really good year, 95 points. Looking at the Bellos, great years for everybody. Jackson Hall, career high in points with 86. Great year for Jackson. Connor McDavid, 85. Neal, 84, which is great to see. Sheldon Crowder, lowest point total since his rookie season, and he still had a point per game, so that tells you how good Sheldon Crowder is. Mitch Marner, at the age of 33, down to 86 overall, has the best season in 10 years. Yeah. He had 86 points in 2021-2022. 81 points, his best season in years. Mitch Marner, 33 years old, the captain. From there, it really drops off. Rosehill on the fourth line got 23 goals, which is nice. It really drops off from there. All the defensemen at the bottom with their crazy plus minuses. In Nats, we had Blumdahl. What did he do? He went 46, 13, and 4 with 13 shutouts. 2.05 goals against average, 9.26 save percentage. In the entire NHL for goalies, it was Blumdahl leading the way. Thatcher Demko right behind him, 35 years old, a legend. Love Thatcher Demko. Alexandrov, the goalie we traded to the Vegas Golden Knights, is a 90 overall, 25 years old. And that's pretty much it. Where's Sugalov? Here he is, the old pig. 34, 21, and 10 with Florida. Beep you. I love when he doesn't have good years. Sugalov, what an absolute pig. All right, let's sim through the playoffs. So here we are in the Eastern Conference Finals up against the 11-0 Boston Bruins. They swept their first 2 rounds, and now they're looking for the 3rd round. We swept the Rangers. No, sorry, we beat the Rangers in 5. Then we swept the Devils, and here we are in Game 4 against the Bruins, about to get swept by an 11-0 Boston Bruins team. How is this possible? I don't get it. 56, 18, and 8. Don't tell me we're getting swept in the conference finals. EA cheese, don't tell me. Okay, we're still alive. We're still alive. If we make it through this one, I'll slow sim it. 15 points in 13 games for Connor McDavid. Don't tell me EA cheese. Don't tell me. You told me. Doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. The team is 100 offense, 99 defense, and 100 goaltending. It does not make sense. Boston Bruins, who's on this team? Pasternak at the age of 34. John Rankin, Ruslan Kozlov. All these guys are in the mid-80s. Zachary Lawton, Timo Kurvinen, Thomas Chabot. All these old pigs. McAvoy still here. Valery Nichushkin, 36 years old. Okay, let's see who's EA cheesing it. Who's in nets? Walter Pearson. 4th round pick. Oh my. I drafted this guy? 4th round pick. Oh, it must have been in the Jackson Hall trade. Oh, Maron. 4th round pick in 2025 comes back to eat me. What did we do in Burnaby? We went 57, 18, and 7, and we lose here too. Great job, BA. It's in the beeping game. Spurgeon had 92 points in the AHL. Lane Spurgeon, good for you, Bell. Quinville 78, that's nice. Calgary Flames are the champions. Congrats, boys. Boston, you couldn't even close it out. You made it all the way there and you couldn't even close it out against Calgary. Absolute pigs. Good, you don't deserve it, man. So Calgary beat Boston in 5 games. They sweep the best team in one of the best teams in the NHL, Vegas. They beat the Ducks in 7, they beat the Canucks in 6, and they beat the Bruins in 5. Just doesn't make sense, man. Just doesn't make sense. Stanley Cup goes to the Flames, stays in the Western Conference. President's Trophy for the 4th time in 5 years, and the 5th time in 6 years, I think, goes to us, the Brooklyn Bellows. Campbell, Prince of Wales. Player Awards, Art Ross to Pettersson, Hart to Pettersson, Norris to Mikhnov, Lady Bing Pettersson, Calder Brassois, Conn Smythe, Backer, Vezina to Demko. What? Vezina to Demko. Yo, you're having a laugh, bro. Jennings to Blumdahl, obviously. Masterton to Haas, Hayes, Selke to Kotkaniemi, Lindsay to Pettersson, Morris Richard to Laine. What are you saying? Spurgeon gets the most points. The Art Ross and the Hart equivalent go to Spurgeon. This guy Franzen, most outstanding rookie. Best defenseman was Lannon. So yeah, we had a very good team. Too bad it didn't mean anything. Coming up to the draft lottery now. I don't think we have a lottery pick. No, we don't. So we have no picks in the top 15. Calgary wins the cup and then gets the first overall pick. Oh, EA, you are just killing me, bro. You are a funny bunch of pigs. Retired players. Tyler Seguin ended up with 22 points. Forsberg, Scheifele. Wow, legend Mark Scheifele. Legend in Brooklyn. Skinner, Landeskog, Zibanejad, Stone, Nugent Hopkins, Domi. Andreas Janssen calls it a career. Wow. 513 points in 837 games. Pretty good career. Congrats, Bello. Dal Cole, pig. Any goalies, any big goalies? It is Connor Hellebuck, Jonas Korpisalo, legend as well. That pig goes 280, 233, and 61. Riddick, Subban, Dansk, all these hams. Great job on your worthless careers, boys. Also ends up I'm a degenerate because I didn't know that McDavid had an extension for $10 million per season that just kicked in for like another 50 million years. So I'm going to have to trade McDavid so I can re-sign everybody, because take $10 million off, I'm going to have $25.2 million, $25.2 million to re-sign Morrison, Boucher, Hennessy, Benson, Klimchuk, Rosehill for sure. Yeah, it's going to be tough. 25 mil for all those guys. I should be able to get it done. It's going to be a bit tight, especially for the UFAs who don't want to re-sign here. Benson and Boucher might be saying goodbye to them. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So here we are at the beginning of the 2031 season. First line looks like this. Hull, Neal, and Crowder. A very good first line. Second will be Bathgate, Hennessy, and Marner. Bathgate, Hennessy, both 88 and 89 respectively. Marner now at the age of 34. He's 85 overall. 3 years left in his contract. I would like to trade him. It would make sense to trade him. I can make more room for this guy, Artem Kagorodov, who I got from McDavid. Could bring him up, like right here, and Bathgate there. But Mitch Marner, he is the heart of this team. He is the captain. He's been here since the beginning. We are not going to trade him. Third line, Rosehill, Salcido, and that guy I just said. Danny Dixon on the fourth line here, 84 overall at 20 years old, coming off a 119-point season in the WHL. He was a 7th round pick by Vegas. Wow. So I signed him in free agency, I think. And Spurgeon, and then Franzen here. Matthias Franzen, 2nd round pick. Medium. He has low elite potential, 2nd line forward, but he's playing on the 4th line. So we'll see how that works out. Defense, Byram, Vorobyev, Morrison, Cameron, Lannon, Klimchuk. We lost Benson and Boucher to free agency, unfortunately. Makes sense that when on a stacked team, players are eventually going to want to leave and get a spotlight somewhere else instead of being buried. So it makes sense. It's sad, especially to have Benson leave. He was on the team for a long time, was one of the alternates. Blumdahl between the pipes with Kunitz backing him up. Blumdahl at 93 overall. In the minors, lines look like this. Nothing too special. Some guys with potential in the top 9. And that's pretty much it. Mitch Marner is our captain with Bowen Byram as the first alternate. The second alternate will now go to Sheldon Crowder. He's been on this team for a very long time. He deserves it, and he will wear the A for this season. And speaking of Crowder, his contract is expiring this season. He wants big money, 8 years. He wants $17.5 million. Pretty crazy money. We have $15 of extension, $15 million extension dollars. Have to sign Vorobyev, which is going to be a big contract as well. That's going to be a tough one. Yikes. So someone's going to have to move before the end, or by the end of the season / in the off season, because we're not going to be able to hold all of these guys. I could see a defenseman moving because we have lots of good defensive prospects. Mitch Marner, that's killing us. That contract's killing us. He really needs to retire after this season. Blumdahl's contract is great. I love that. But yeah, we're going to roll with it, and I will see you in the playoffs. So I'm looking to improve on my backup goalie. Kunitz has been terrible this season. I want to get Clapperton, a guy that I originally traded to Calgary some years ago. He's one of the best goalies in the league right now. 1 year left on 83 overall. Throw in Morrison. I'm not liking him. I know he's elite. I know he's 89 overall. But he has just not been meshing with the team. Like plus minus of 7. Usually it's like a plus 60 when you're the first pair defenseman or whatever. He gets a lot of pounding minutes. I don't know. I just don't really feel like he's a fit for this team. Rosehill doesn't fit either. I'd replace him with Garrison, replace Morrison with Nabokov. It's just, I want to get rid of these guys that I don't really feel are fitting the team, and then just bring up the prospects, you know? So, all worried. Let's see what I can get out of Calgary. With a second, it works. Washington's second. Thank you for doing business, Calgary. Let me fix up these lines. And we're going to keep going to the playoffs because we've been on some big losing streaks, actually. Our record is not very good. It's like 22-19 or something like that. So I'm going to fix up these lines and we'll see what we got. Lines look like this. Clapperton's going to back up Blumdahl. Here's how the forwards are going to look, and here's how the defense is going to look. Try going with that. Like Byram, he's a plus 60 every year. This guy's a negative 4 right now. I just wasn't liking how Morrison was meshing. Also, I did get Crowder extended for 8 years at like 12.325, which is nice. And we're going to keep on simming. Another trade that I'm looking at is getting Spencer Eichel from the Winnipeg Jets in exchange for Bruce Hennessy, who is 89 overall, 23 years old, medium elite and all that, but he is just, I don't get it, man. This guy just doesn't score. It's his 4th season, and he's going for career highs, and it's going to be like barely 40 points, playing on the second line with all kinds of power play time, pounding kill time. So I don't like Bruce. Spencer Eichel's a bellow. He's a big monster. He is 26 years old, has 64 points in 62 games. But Hennessy has more value, so I'm going to see what I can get from Winnipeg, if I can get them to keep some salary. Yeah, I don't think they even want to do it. Even though Hennessy's value is more, I'm see if they could, keeping any salary would be great. But Edmonton pick is going to be nice as well. Edmonton is a terrible team, and we have their pick since we traded them McDavid. And thank you very much, Winnipeg. Just got a much better center for a 2nd-round pick and Bruce Hennessy. So slap him in the lineup and keep on simming. So on the brink of elimination here in the 1st round, I decided to go with Clapperton in nets, and he gets me a shutout. We live another day. Boys, wasn't our best finish of the season. Went 43, 28, and 11. We're down 3-1 in the series to the Rangers. Now we're down 3-2. See if we can make it out of the series. Blumdahl just has not been performing at all. I don't get it. 93 overall. The EHEs just won't let him succeed. Game 6, let's see how it goes. Oh my goodness, they put Blumdahl back in nets. Why did you put Blumdahl back in nets, you broken system? Oh, you're not serious, bro. You just got shut out. 37 shots. Couldn't get a goal. And we lose in 6 games in the 1st round again. Best team there. Okay, next year is going to be serious. Next year is going to be serious. Because we are going to have a big draft pick here. No jokes. We are winning the cup next season. So the LA Kings swept Suglobov and the Panthers to win the Stanley Cup. The Rangers made it to the finals of the Eastern Conference Finals, that is. Jack Hughes led the way, our rivals, the Rangers. So the Kings won the cup. First team, Flames won last year. They're trying to break up the streak of the Avalanche, but now it's been in the West for a while. Canadians won the President's Trophy, all right. Florida, Prince of Wales. Laine wins the Art Ross. Hart goes to Vigilant. James Norris to Turris, Bing to Pedersen, Calder to Persad, Conn Smythe to Vazuyarova, Vezina to Thatcher Demko, of course, Jennings to this guy Carlson, Masterin to Beauchemin, Selke to Hischier for like the 8th time in 9 years, Lindsay to Vigilance, and Maurice Richard to Vigilance. Now I'm going to check the AHL awards. Sheldon Crowder had 47 goals and 89 points, up to a 93 overall. Career years, not quite. In goals, quite high. His 3rd highest in goals, I believe. And another good season in points with 89. 93 overall now. Jackson Hall with a big year, 90 overall, 81 points for him. Almost matching his career high last season, 32 goals and 49 assists. Neil Eichel, this guy Artem Kaigorodov, we got him from Edmonton, had career highs in points there, 61 points. Mitch Marner had 50 points, big downgrade sadly. He's down to 83 overall, 3rd line player. I just hope he retires, because I know I made a big thing about not trading him, but I don't know, might have to trade him. Agostini I traded for 50 points. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang on to him, probably not. Garrison, Bathgate was Pitts. Salcido, I wanted more from him. I need to get him on the 2nd line next year. 3rd line center is not for him. Byram, Pitts here, +1. Yeah, not a good year for anybody, really. Not a crazy good year for anybody. Blumdahl went 34, 22, and 10 with 6 shutouts. Clapperton, great year for him, but I'm just going to have to let him go because he's a starter. No room for him. Going to call up one of my guys from the AHL. Probably going to be Louis Bourret or Nathaniel McIntyre, whoever is more ready in overall. Skaters in Burnaby, no one with crazy point totals. Cody Nevins, Merrick Bezina. Looking at the entire NHL, Patrick Laine 94 points, Vigilance 93 with 54 goals, tied with Mats Franzen for goals. Points, yeah, everyone's up there. Crowder's up there, tied for third in the NHL. Jack Hughes, of course. Neil, Hull, they're all up there. Yeah, good season overall for some guys, but pits here for everybody. 43, 28, and 11, not a very good season. We finished third in our division, and in the entire NHL, we were 8th with 97 points. Next year's going to be a big bounce back, so I'll see you at the draft. I got to say draft lottery as well. Where are we going to pick, thanks to Edmonton and whoever else we got? Oh my goodness. We got played. We're picking 6th, 11th, and 12th. We got cracked. We should have been. We lost the lottery, that's for sure. Because we definitely should have been a top 3. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? Let's see. Retired. Is Mitch Marner retiring? He is not. William Nylander retires. Sean Monahan, David Pastrnak, Point, Riley Gostisbehere. Wow. All these guys retiring. Great careers. Goalies, who's retiring here? Bennington, Soderstrom, Kakkonen. So here at the draft, I don't think I'm going to be trading up for anything. How's the draft class look this year? Any franchises? All medium elite. So we're picking 6th. Probably going to be this guy here, William Hopkins, who is a left-wing sniper. Or Jason Ribeiro, but they're both top 6s. You really could see, this between this guy and this guy, what's the difference really? Top 6s. Del Rio, a medium elite defenseman, would be nice. Maybe I trade up to 5, but yeah, let's sim the first few. 82 overall goes to the the Capitals. Brathwaite, Martinez. Del Rio went early. Who's left for us here? If McElhinney dropped, that would be crazy. But see if maybe I could trade up to Buffalo to get him. He was ranked 2 or 3, and if I could get him at 5, that would be nice. They do want to trade the pick. 6 and 64 for 5 and 113. Thank you, Buffalo. So with that pick, I will take the defenseman, Rudy McElhinney. Welcome to the Brooklyn Bellows. He is 76 overall, medium elite. That's nice. Who could I have got on Buffalo? Hopkins, yeah, it would have been a few years away. All right, good pick. I'm happy enough. Pick number 11. Our scouts have this guy, Russ Paros, at 9. Good sniper. But then the Central Scouting has Hogland here at 10. I have enough wingers. I think I'm just going to go for Hogland. I don't know if he's going to be the best, but I think I'm just going to go for... Oh, I have back-to-back picks. I didn't even realize that's true. I'll take this guy. He's a year younger, a bit taller, more points, medium top 6. And the other guy was also medium top 6, 1 overall higher, but 1 year older, so it's all right. I'm going to finish off the draft, do the off-season. I'll see you with the Lions for the 2032 season once I make all the trades and signings that I have to do to get that team there. Here we are with the Lions for the 2032-2033 season. Guess who's back? It's Stanley Cup champion, former LA King, 34-year-old Alex DeBrincat, 86 overall, 34 years old. 1 year left on a $5.7 million contract. He is back. I traded for him with the LA Kings. I traded for him with some, I had a goalie who had too much potential, not enough room, and some other guys like Franzen and Dixon. Traded him, and now he is our 3rd line center. Salcido moves to the wing. Top 6 looks like that. Eichel, 2nd line center. Marner, I was thinking about moving him. I looked at some ideas, but no one wants that contract. 35 years old, 82 overall, bottom 6 potential, 2 years left at $9 million. He's not going to move. He's going to play 4th line right wing and 2nd line power play at the point right there. Defense looks like this. Vorbev and Cameron will be the first pair because Byram and Vorbev is not a good pair, I've learned. Byram and Chase Buse, a 3rd round pick in 2028. And then Camden Ellison, a 3rd round pick in 2028 with Jackson Lannon, who was here last season. Between the pipes is Vesa Blumdahl, 92 overall. Louis Bouret is 81 overall. He will serve as the backup. In the AHL, it's McIntyre with Toskala. Forwards look like this. Bazina and Nevins are both 80 overalls. They could be in the NHL. Their depth, so it's all right. Not a big deal. Defense looks like this. Ernest DiSalvatore could play as as a top 6. He was a first-round pick in 2029. Same with Canzanello and Pelly, but they'll get their time eventually, most likely. Dmitriev, Harold, all these guys. Yeah, these guys are all going to keep growing. We'll see what happens there. And that's it for the Lions. I will see you if a big trade happens or if or once the playoffs come around. Once again, it is Captain Mitch Marner, assist alternate Bowen Byram, the other alternate which was on Sheldon Crowder. Yes, Sheldon Crowder. I want to give it to DeBrincat though, but I can't take it. I can't strip Crowder of his A. So DeBrincat will go without a letter this season. All right, that's it. See you at the playoffs or for a big trade. Wow, quite a season here in Brooklyn. We went 58, 16, and 8. But since this date up here against the Toronto Maple Leafs, when I made a trade, since this day, we got 40 wins, 5 losses, and 3 or 4 overtime losses. How crazy is that? Since making this trade, all 50 games passed, and we got 40 wins. And what was that trade? I traded for the X Factor. None other than the Stanley Cup champion with the Brooklyn Bellos and with the LA Kings. No, it's not Alex DeBrincat. You already knew that. We're getting the boys back together. It was Brendan Benson, who went plus 49. Bowen Byram, when I made this trade, he was a -1. He is now a plus 36. He's back. Bowen's back, boys. Benson was huge on this team. He has a huge presence and he just wins wherever he goes. I traded a couple of prospects and I got LA to keep half his salary, so we have him for 3 more years at 3.54, which is fantastic. Boo's up to an 86 overall. Love to see it. Hall, Neal, Crowder at the 93. Salcido up to an 86. Beautiful. Marner down to a 78 overall. Yikes. So a 100-point season for Sheldon Crowder. A huge season for him. Is that a career high? Yes, it is by 2 points. Not a career high in goals, but assists and points with 100 points for Sheldon Crowder. 86 for Bradley Neal, 73 for Hull. Salcido, 72 points in his junior season, his 3rd full year in the NHL. He goes from 9 goals to 40 goals. Huge year for Tristan Salcido. DeBrincat, 61 points at the age of 35. He is just a monster out there. Alex DeBrincat, he's been here a long time. He was gone a little bit. Spencer Eichel was a big disappointment, 56 points. Expected more from him. Vorbev, big year as well. Career highs, 53 points for him. Kai Gordov with a bit of a disappointment. Bathgate, a bit of a disappointment. Marner, 31 points, still putting them up. Benson, Byram, they're all there. Lots of pluses down here. Plus 45 for Bryce Cameron, which is nice to see. Goalies, Vesa Blumdahl went 42, 13, and 6 with 10 shutouts, a 9.29 save percentage, and a 2.04 goals against average. Louis Bourret was a great backup as well. If Blumdahl does not win the Vezina this year, it would not make sense. I know Demko's a good goalie, but it can't be him at the top anymore, right? Demko, here he is, 85 overall. This guy, Reese Millen on the Red Wings, he's pretty good. But come on, look at these shutouts. Look at the goals against average. Who's this guy? Walter Pearson? Yeah, he knocked us out last year. Come on. Is Walter Pearson going to win it over us? Over Blumdahl? Blumdahl had 3 more wins, 5 less losses, 3 more shutouts. Come on, it has to be Blumdahl. Has to be. In the entire NHL, did Sheldon win the Art Ross? He did by 6 points. So Sheldon Crowder wins the Art Ross. Timofey Grigorenko still getting it done at the age of 30. 60 goals for him. Big year. Vigilant, Franzen, all these guys. Nice season for Sheldon Crowder with 100 points. Rookie skaters, it was Jarro Langdon, the first overall pick of 2032 with 62 points. And almost needless to say, we have won the President's Trophy by 20 points. We're back in the President's Trophy talk, boys and girls. Predators are still a great team, man. We made them what they are. Great season in Brooklyn. 2033 calendar year is upon us, and now it's time to hit the playoffs. April 26, 2033 at Chicharo Arena, Game 7 of Round 1. We fought our way back, so let's get it done, boys. Aho with an early goal in Blumdahl, but Neal comes right back, ties it up. 2-1 thanks to Teravainen heading into the second period. Still 2-1 heading into the third now. Piero Zabottle scores on Blumdahl. We're down by 2. Come on, boys, we can beat Carter Hart. Let's go. Let's get a goal. Where are my big scorers? Neil, Crowder, Salcido, Kygorodev. No, it's over. It's over. We lost in the first round again. Another President's Trophy and another loss in the first round. It doesn't make sense. How can EA be this bad? I don't get it. I don't get it. We lost 5 games out of 50, and now we lose 4 games out of 7? We are consistently one of the best teams in the NHL, and we consistently lose in the first round. The algorithms are broken, and that's why this game is done. That's why no one wants to play this anymore. Hey, the Jets win the cup. Congrats to Bruce Hennessy, whoever I sent to that team. He got them their cup because Spencer Eichel did 0 here. Thanks for nothing. We picked 10th thanks to Columbus. Thank you very much. In this draft, we have a top 10 pick, which is nice to see. Did Mitch Marner retire? He did. Wow. Mitch Marner calls it a career at the age of 36. 1,154 points in 1,383 games. 414 goals, 740 assists. What a career for Mitch Marner. We picked him up when he was left in the dust by Toronto, and we won, like 3 cups with him as our captain? Mitch Marner. Take a bow. Kucherov, Goudreau, big retirements. Huberdeau, Tervainen, Ehlers goes out with a cup. Congrats to him. Piece of garbage. Goalies retired. It's Holtby, Saros, former Brooklyn Bellow, Yusei Saros. Some big names retiring there. Check out the awards. Cup goes to the Jets. President's Trophy once again to Brooklyn. It was Jets and the Canadiens in the Stanley Cup final. Crowder wins the Art Ross and the Hart. James Norris goes to Vorobyev. That's nice. Lady Bing to Lafreniere. Calder to Langdon. Conn Smythe to Laine. I think this is going to be Vezina. You're having a laugh. Come on. Blumdahl gets the Jennings, but he can't get the Vezina. Masterton, these guys. Oh man. Ted Lindsay to Crowder as well. And in the AHL, Kirill Kaminsky led the team with 68 points. Bazina with 65. DeSalvatore down there, that's cool. Goalies, how they do. Tarasov 9-2-2. Toskala 2-9-0. You're garbage, man. So here are the lines moving into the 2033-2034 season. First line, like always, Jackson Hall, Bradley Neal, and Sheldon Crowder. Second line, I traded back for Bruce Hennessy again because I got him at a deal that had him about 50% salary. So I have him for 2 more years at 4.15. He's 91 overall. So I sent Eichel and some prospects back to Winnipeg and got him back. With Rob Brain, who I got from Arizona, the Brain himself. 88 overall, 26 years old, 2 years left at 4.98. He's a sniper that scores a lot of goals. So hopefully him on that line with Hennessy as a playmaker with Salcido. Hennessy's a 2-way forward, but 94 passing. Salcido there should help it out as well. DeBrincat with Connor and Nevins. Fourth line, Garrison, Spurgeon, and Kapanen. Defense, Vorobyev, Cameron, Byron, Benson with Ellison and Canzanello. I had so many defensemen that I traded like 3 or 4 of them, especially ones in the minors, because I had 3 82 or 81 overall defensemen in the AHL, so I traded a bunch of them. Goalies, Blumdahl 94 overall. He was in his last year of a contract. I'm going to have to sign him. Nathaniel McIntyre backing him up at 84 overall, 22 years old. Franchise potential. Maybe he becomes the starter. I don't know. Blumdahl's always been good though. Those are the lines. In the minors, looks like this. A few guys with potential scattered around. McElhaney, I drafted him 5th overall, 2032. He's 80 overall now. Goalies, Tarasov and Tila. And that's it, moving into the season. The team's starting to age a little bit. Jackson Hall, 32 years old. DeBrincat's 35 now. He's going to start going down. Even Bowen Byram, 32 years old now. He's been here a long time. Cameron, 29. Benson, 31. Time flies when you're having fun. So we're going to jump into the season, and I'll see you if we have any big trades along the way. And if not, I will see you at the playoffs. Another good year in Brooklyn where we go 56, 20, and 6. We win the division, but we do not win the President's Trophy or the East, as the Montreal Canadiens had one more point than us with 119. Good season from the boys though. Sheldon Crowder with 93 points leading the way. Jackson Hall 78, improving on last season by 5 points. Bruce Hennessy, big year with 75. Salcido was 74. That's good to see now in his 4th NHL season. He gets a career high by a couple of points. Tristan up to a 90 overall. Bradley Neal with a terrible season by his standards, actually. Hasn't had this small amount of points since his first couple of seasons. So a 68-point year, which really brings him down from his pace that he's had going. Ilya Vorobyev with a crazy season, 91 overall. He has 68 points. Crazy for a defenseman. He probably led the league in defensive points. Rob Brain went 31 and 31 for his third highest career point total, I believe. Alex DeBrincat at the age of 36 down to 84 overall, puts up 59 points, still getting it done. Then everyone down here. Bowen Byram had a career high as well. 32 points at the age of 32, a career high for him. Much more than usual. He's back to his usual self with a plus 43, thanks in part to Brendan Benson. Rest of the boys there. Goaltenders, Vesa Blumdahl, what a year for him. 42, 16, and 5 with 13 shutouts. 924 save percentage and a 2.2 goals against average. Another great year for him. I locked him up for 8 years at 11.250. First in the NHL was Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, an 82 overall, who goes 47, 17, and 1 with a 2.2 goals against average and a 924 save percentage. So this guy, more wins, same goal against average, same save percentage. This guy's 82 overall, and this guy is 94 overall. So that makes sense, EA. Thanks for more of your garbage. He'll probably win the Vezina, even though it should be Blumdahl. Once again, like always. All skaters leading NHL in points was Daniel Vigilante with 107, Jonas McCammon with 102, Dakota Foster with 98, Lafreniere 97, Hughes 96, then Crowder down there with 93, Caleb Blumstrand, man, we had him. He was a first-round pick. Whatever. What are you going to do? Rookie skaters, it was this guy Beauregard. And then did Vorobyev lead the defenseman? Yes, by 2 points over Rasmus Dahlin. It is Ilya Vorobyev leading the NHL defenseman in points. And now it is time to hop into the playoffs, so let's hope it's a good one. Here we are in the Stanley Cup Finals. We went 12-3 so far in the playoffs. We flew through the Flyers, shutting them out. 3 out of 4 wins. Our other win, we let in only 1 goal. Devils, we swept them in 4 games. Islanders, we took them out in 6 games, winning the last 3 in a row here. And now we come up against the 12-7 Vegas Golden Knights. Sheldon Crowder is leading us with 19 points in 15 games. Let's do it, boys. Haven't won the cup in a long time. We've been a very good team for a very long time. We've made the playoffs year in, year out. Oh boy. And we are up 3-0 on the Vegas Golden Knights. We are up 3-0 on the Vegas Golden Knights. We can sweep them, boys. Can we sweep Vegas for the cup? First period, goal from Shrimp. Second period, 2 goals for us. Connor and Salcido. Can we take the cup? DeBrincat puts us up by 2. Alex DeBrincat, the old boy, he came back to Brooklyn. He is a true Bello. He came back. Will this be the game here in Las Vegas? Pratt scores up late. Minute 12 left. Let's jump in. Or will it say that I'm the Columbus Blue Jackets or whatever? Here I am, boys, the Columbus Blue Jackets. The broken EA system has me as the Columbus Blue Jackets even 10 years later. But whatever, we're the Brooklyn Bellos. Ilya Vorobyev, here he is. Vorobyev scores! Ilya just tucks it in. Okay, Bello. And we're going to take the Stanley Cup, boys. We have done it. Bryce Cameron, there he is. Wow, boys, we have finally done it again. Columbus Blue Jackets, what are you doing? Ilya Vorobyev. Oh, there's like 4 black guys on this team. That's pretty cool. There's like 4 black guys in the entire NHL right now in 2019. Now in 2033, we got more diverse. Vesa Blumdahl, with this, maybe it might be his first cup as the starter for us. Bradley Neal with his first cup for us. Sheldon Crowder's been here a long time. I don't even know. I don't think there's even a captain on this team. I didn't name a captain this season. That's true. I forgot to name a captain. Who would I have made the captain? Probably Bowen Byram would be my choice for captain. Hall just puts it away. Jackson Hall. We did it, boys. We did it. This guy loves it. We did it, boys. This is fourth or fifth cup in franchise history. That's our first in a long time. We have finally got back on the scene. Ding, ding, ding. Neal just puts in another one. Okay, Bello. Bradley Neal. Nice tunes going in this empty arena. 10 goals on the playoffs for Bradley Neal. 10 seconds left. Brian Brain, or Rob Brain, whatever his name is. Rob Brain in the corner. And the goalie hangs on with 1.2 seconds left. That makes sense, EA system. Sheldon Crowder, 12 goals. DeBrincat had 6. It was a big playoffs. And boys, for the first time in a long time, we are bringing the Stanley Cup back to Brooklyn because the Brooklyn Bellos are Stanley Cup champions in the year 2033. I think it's 2033. Done so many of these years in a row now. I've been simming for forever. 2034, I don't even know. We have done it, boys. We are back. Vorobyev, Hall, McIntyre, the backup. He wanted like 14 million for 8-year extension, so I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to just trade him. The Braincat comes back to Brooklyn and wins another cup to put on his another finger on his ring, another ring on his fingers with the Kings and the Bellows. He has a lot of cups now. Too bad the captain and the alternates didn't get fixed at the beginning of the season. I forgot to do that when I did the lines. But hopefully it's the right people. Conn Smythe goes to... Who is it? No letter? It goes to... What? What are you doing, EA? Artemi Panarin is retired. He's not on this team. What are you doing? Why is only Artemi Panarin here and no one else? Might as well bring Rick Nash out. What's going on? How does that make any sense? Bowen Byram, Stanley Cup champion, the captain of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And who's going to give it to first? He gives it to Vorobyev. He deserved it. Ilya Vorobyev, a legend. And there's Artemi Panarin with the cup. He deserved it. He worked hard to be here. They send him back out for another one. 40-year-old Artemi Panarin. Take a bow. You did it, Artemi. I wonder if that's a glitch because of Columbus or a glitch because I had Panarin on the team like 7 seasons ago or something. Probably more of a Columbus glitch. Panarin, you got the cup, Bello. Congrats. And now here's Vesa Blumdahl. He's been working hard so many seasons, snubbed from so many Vezinas. I'm glad that Captain Bowen Byram led the way. He deserved the C. He's been here forever. Drafted into the Brooklyn Bellows. Now here they are, the Columbus Blue Jackets. They did it. Congrats, boys. 2034 Stanley Cup champions, sweeping the Vegas Golden Knights. We did it, boys. The Brooklyn Bellows are Stanley Cup champions once again. And we're sim a little bit, then check out the awards. So the real Conn Smythe should have gone to either Blumdahl or maybe Jackson Hall, who had 25 points. Should have been Jackson Hall, Sheldon Crowder, or let me see Vesa Blumdahl's stats. Yeah, should have been Blumdahl. 16, 2-1 with 4 shutouts, 947 save percentage, 1.56 goals against average. So Blumdahl should have gotten the Conn Smythe. Cup goes back to Brooklyn. We're back in the Eastern Conference. President's Trophy to the Canadiens. Campbell to Vegas. And Prince of Wales to us. We've been in the Stanley Cup final. We've been in the Cup finals. We haven't been there since 2030. Now 2034 we get the Cup. Ross Vigilant, Hart to Foster, Norris to Turris. What? Definitely should have been Vorobyev. Lady Bing Kozlov, Calder Beauregard, Conn Smythe to Blumdahl. Oh, so it did go to Blumdahl. All right. Just Panarin for some reason, who got like 70 points, it said. Pearson, are you serious? How is it Pearson? It should have been Blumdahl or Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Somehow Blumdahl hasn't won the Vezina since 2030, and his stats have just been insane. Jennings to... come on. Salke to Hughes, Lindsay to Foster, Richard to Vigilant. So... Let me see Blumdahl's stats over the last 4 years. Over the last 4 years, he has not won the Vezina Trophy. in those 4 years, what did he do this year? 42 wins, 34 wins, 46 wins. Especially this year. 13 shutouts. He wins the Conn Smythe he wins Vezina this year, and then, for crazy numbers, and then for really, really good numbers that barely change, he doesn't win it, and then it just... Okay, I understand this year, 34, 22, and 10 with 6 shutouts. Okay, but this year, 42, 13, and 6 with 10 shutouts, 204 goals against average, and then this year here, even more shutouts with a slightly smaller save percentage? Come on, what a broken garbage system. Artemi Panarin, what are you doing? Let's send to the draft. Salary cap's up to 107 million. I think the salary cap is pretty good. We're in a pretty good place with all the guys we got retained salary. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep all of them. We have a lot of good trades. Oh, yes! We have the 2nd overall pick. Thank you, Chicago. I think they won the lottery. I'm not sure if they were that bad of a team. Brooklyn, we also pick 11th thanks to the Kings. So we pick 2nd and 11th. I could be a GM, bro. I could be a GM. Just make trades where you get tons of draft picks and then trade those people, retain salary. Come on. I wish the world was this easy. Draisaitl calls it a career. Alex DeBrincat calls it a career. 1,076 points, age of 36. He had like 5 or 6 Stanley Cup rings. What a career for Alex DeBrincat. Barkov, 1,200 points. Draisaitl, 1,208. What did DeBrincat do in his playoff career? Playoff stats. So I think he won, how many cups did he win? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think he won between 5 and 7 Stanley Cups. What a career for Alex DeBrincat, man. Sam Reinhart. Jonathan Drouin retires after getting eliminated with Vegas. Matthew Tkachuk, Timo Meier, 811 points. Pitt's career, 280 goals in 1,300 games for a sniper like Timo Meier. Puyarvi, Hosang, Gensel, former Brooklyn Bello, Kyle Connor calls it a career as well. Werenski, McAvoy. Goalies, who calls it a career in the goalie category. Matt Murray at the age of 40. Wow, 40 years old, 511 wins. What a career for Matt Murray. Take a bow. What a career for him. That's pretty much it. So those guys are retired. I'll figure out those scouts later on. And so I'm going to the draft. Let's see who I'm going to draft with the pick number 2 and 11. So here in the draft, the first overall pick, Reese Bolig, is medium franchise. So I have to figure out, I would like a forward over a defenseman. I could take Marty Ernie with the 2nd overall pick, even though he's projected to go 3rd, 96 points in the O. I'm going to see if I could trade up for number 1. If not, I'll make a pick at number 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the sniper, Marty Ernie, I think. I know he's not projected at number 3, but Edmonton didn't want to trade their pick, and now this Pat Kessel, Phil Kessel's son. Dallas didn't want to trade up, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the guy that I want, the left-wing sniper. 82 overall medium elite. Nice, I'm very happy with that. First guy was 82 overall medium franchise, and that defenseman was 76 overall medium elite. Okay, I think I'm happy with my pick. I think I'm pretty happy with that pick, yeah. Nice, boys. We're smiling. And the next big pick, which is pick 11, after I sim through, after I go through the rest of the draft myself, now I can go ahead and take a defenseman, I think. One of these 3 guys. I have a lot of defensemen, so I think I'm just going to go for the 2-way guy. No, actually, I think I'm going to trust my scouts. Vyacheslav Lyson. Welcome to the team, Bello. Medium top 64 overall medium top 6. I'll take it. Here are the lines for the beginning of the 2034-2035 season. First line, Jackson Hall at the age of 33. I got him extended for about $3 million for the next 8 years or whatever. So that's a really good contract. He's on his last year of 8.350. The Polish international. So first one's going to be him, Neal, and Crowder, like usual. If it's not working out, I'm going to switch around maybe with Hennessy, maybe with Brain, maybe Salcido. See, Salcido could be up here, but I don't want him to take away from Crowder. So I'm going to try the second line as Hennessy, Salcido, and Brain, Robbie Brain. Marty Ernie, Gaspar Robichaud, who's going to take over for Hennessy or Neal in the future, because I doubt I can keep both of them forever with their contracts. I traded Nathaniel McIntyre for him to the Islanders, so that'll probably come back to bite us. That's great. Gaspar Robichaud, 86 overall at 19 years old. Great center, first overall in 2033. Doesn't get more Frenges than that. Cody Nevins on the third. Then the fourth looks like Connor, Garrison, and Kemppainen. Defense, Vorbev, Cameron like always. Then Byram and Benson like always. Third pair is George Canzanello and Rudy McElhaney. He was my 5th overall pick a couple of years ago. In nets, Blumdahl with Vitaly Tarasov, a 2nd round pick in 2030. And in the minors, looks like this. Lots of good players. First line, all 80 overalls. Lots of people with potential who are going to grow. Kurt Allman with potential. Of course, our goalies always have like franchise potential because we scam the system. So we're going to sim through this year. And unless there's any big trades or anything, I'll see you at the playoffs. Captains look how. Captain Bowen Byram, of course. Alternates will be Sheldon Crowder. And I don't think. And now that Benson is back, do I give it to Benson? Because he was gone for a little bit. He disrespected us and went to free agency. Yeah, he did. I think I'm going to give it to Jackson Hall, the 33-year-old who came over here. He's been here for a long time now. Jackson Hall. That's going to be the leadership core for this season. I'll see you in the postseason. Another one for the EA books. It looks like we went 64, 11, and 7 in the regular season, an unheard of, twisted, crazy season, and now we are down 3-2 in the series to the New Jersey Devils. Because why not? We lose 7 games regulation all year, and then we lose 3 games out of 5. So here we go. First period. Up 5-0. Everybody wakes up now here in game 6. Thanks, boys. We win 7-1, as we should have every game against teams like this. Great. And now we move to game 7 of round 1. A game that we should never be playing. But here we go. First period, up 2-0. Second period, 3-3 as Blumdahl collapses within 6 minutes or so. 3-3 game here in the final period. Kirby Dach scores on the 25th shot of the night. Will we be able to come back? 64 wins on the season. We'll lose in 7 games in the first round. Will it be another classic EA buster? Looks like it might be. 64 win season, and it just comes crashing down like that. 2 goals to Kirby Dach. Vesa Blumdahl, 93 overall, 1.8 goals against average or whatever in the season. And we lose 4 out of 7 to the New Jersey Devils. 11 points in 7 games for Jackson Hall. 7 and 7 for Neil. Crowder with 5. Vorbev 5. So here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Blumdahl, he goes 3-2-1, 1 shutout, 930 save percentage, 2.10 goals against average. We just can't beat the New Jersey Devils goalie. I don't know what the deal is. And then, so in the playoffs, look at the numbers in the playoffs. Not bad numbers. But we look at these years, 5, 7, 7. We always keep losing in the first round. This season, what did he do this year? 1.91 goals against average, 933 save percentage, 48, 8, 5, 8 and 5, 7 shutouts. Come on, EA, you broken piece of garbage. That's why I'm just flying through this game, and I'm never going to buy it. Crowder, 94-point season. Hall, 87 points. They thought he was dead. He's still alive. 78 for Neil. Good bounce back year. Salcido, 71. Hennessy, Brain, Robichaud. All the boys down here. Tough year for Marty Ernie, actually, in his rookie year. Pitt's rookie season for him. Plus minuses look great. And in the entire NHL, it was Alan Morales with 104 points. Jack Hughes, 101. Could have kept him. Too bad he wanted like $16 million. And yes, it goes without saying, we did win the President's Trophy by a very large margin. Finished first in the NHL, 135 points, and we lose to a team that had 95 points. We had about 1/3 of the amount of losses as the New Jersey Devils did, and they beat us 4 out of 7 games. Oh man, it doesn't even make sense how pits this entire corporation is. Calgary picks first once again. Actually, they finished last once again. They didn't pick first last year. They lost the lottery. Retired players for 2035. Leading the way is Nathan McKinnon. What a career for him. 39 years old, 83 overall, 1,458 points. Austin Matthews even better, 1,404 in 1,536. Almost 700 goals for Austin Matthews. Goes out at an 87 overall. Okay. Jack Eichel also at an 88 overall goes out. Mikko Rantanen at an 82, Barzal at an 87, Aho at an 80, Dylan Strome at an 82. A lot of these guys shouldn't have retired at all. Eli Tolvanen retires. He's not even playing yet in real life. Fabry, Provorov, Liljegren, Cale Makar retires. Big years. Cale Makar, 510 points. Nah, that's not accurate. Whatever. Rupe Hintz, Tony DeAngelo, Vickers. Goalies. Andrei Vasilevsky at the age of 40. Who calls it a career of 590 wins. Wow. Thatcher Demko. There he is. Thatcher Demko. 516, 266, and 77 with 98 shutouts. Goes out with a great 2.24 goals against average and 925 save percentage. Great numbers. What a career for a monster in Thatcher Demko. So moving into the draft, I don't think I pick anywhere special. We're going to hop in and see where we are. Oh, actually, first before that, let's see the playoff tree. How hard did New Jersey get destroyed? They instantly lost in 7 games to the Penguins. The Penguins, which finished second in the NHL, lose in 5 games in the conference finals to the Canadiens, and the Canadiens lose in 6 games to the Blue Jackets, who win the Cup. And in the West, they beat the Blackhawks, who last year finished second to last in the NHL. Now they go to the Western Conference Finals. Anyways, let's hop into this draft. So I just finished up a big draft where I ended up trading Bradley Neal, whatever the guy's name is, Neal, to the Florida Panthers for a Bellos prospect who was drafted at 4th overall, along with Canzanello, because it ends up that our centers for next year, it's going to be Hennessy, our first-line center, along with Robichaud, now our second-line center. There's no more room for another 90 overall center, especially with having to re-sign him. It's going to cost a lot of money. So I traded him, and I got this prospect here, Bo Hennessy, so he can be friends with Bruce Hennessy. Looks like a really elite scorer. He had 44 goals and 66 assists in 66 games in the OHL. I like his description here: 6'2", 200-pound sniper. Like his shooting categories: good defense, good skating. I thought he was going to be really good, so I took a chance on him. I needed to trade Neal anyways. Had to get the $8 million off the books. So I went ahead and did that. Now I'm going to try and re-sign everybody, and we'll see where I am by July 1st. So at the beginning of the 2035-2036 season, a new face on the first line. It's Steve Martinez, 21 years old, 91 overall. He was a 3rd overall pick in 2032 to Vancouver. Hennessy didn't want to stay on the team. I offered him like 8 years, 12.5, didn't want it. Ended up signing him to a 1-year, $14.3 million contract. Flipped him with Canzanello to Vancouver for Steve Martinez, who is a great prospect, fantastic center. Look at that defensive category. Puts up points as well. Last season, his rookie year, had 84 points in 82 games, so he's on the first line. Jackson Hall, 34 years old, still 88 overall, putting it up. Sheldon Crowder. Second line will be Brain, Robichaud, and Salcido. Ernie and this guy Taylor Camper, who I signed in free agency, who's a good playmaking center. And Cody Nevins. Fourth line will be Connor, the Miroslav or Sajur, and Thomas Kemppainen. Defense: Vorbev, McElhaney, Byram, Cameron, Almond, and Benson. Bone Byram, 34 years old. He's getting up there. Goalies are Blumdahl and Devin Burns. I traded the other guy because I had 285 overall goaltenders. He was on a 2-year, $2 million type of contract. This guy still has 2 years left on his entry-level deal, so I'm going to keep him like that. In the minors, it looks like this. We have some people with potential. Lionel Wheel could play in the NHL. Dmitriev could play in the NHL, but just doesn't really work out. Have some good guys. Sofilas could play in the NHL as well. So lots of good players. Goalies: Marco Antila, the franchise potential. He's there. Lots of people who are scratched, unfortunately, as well. So that'll be the team going into the 2035-36 season. Also, quickly looking at the awards for last year. I don't believe that I ever checked them out. Blue Jackets won the Cup. We won the President's Trophy again, sadly. Aros Morales, Hart Crowder, once again, Sheldon Crowder capturing another Hart Trophy. James Norris, Miknov, Bing, Kozlov. Calder goes to Martinez, who we just acquired. Conn Smythe, this guy Janssen. Vezina to Blumdahl, finally. Blumdahl gets the Vezina. And then as well the Jennings, Masterton, Selke to Hughes, Lindsay to Crowder, and Morrissey Shard to Vigilance. So let's start off this season. I'll see you when we get to the postseason. All right, here we are in the playoffs. We won the President's Trophy again, and we're about to get swept in the first round. And there it is. So we win the President's Trophy, and we get swept by the New Jersey Devils in the first round. So another great year of demonstrating why EA makes 0 sense. Another President's Trophy and another first round loss in a sweep, no less, which I'm always happy to see. 57 wins, 20 losses, and 4 of them come in a row right there. Martinez, 79 points on the year. Salcido, 77. Crowder, he's starting to take over from Crowder. Crowder's lowest point total since his rookie season of 55. Salcido is going to be a first liner next year for sure. Jackson Hall, I don't know if he'll be able to keep it up. He had a great year this year. Robichaud with 52 points. Gaspar Robichaud, he improved in the last couple of years by a little bit. Playmaker. Brain's making a lot of money to not be scoring goals like he was supposed to be. Robbie Brain, he was supposed to be a 60 guy, he's a 40 guy. Ernie's been a Pitts draft pick for us, he's got to wake up. Bowen Byram, now he's 34 years old, he's getting old. Tough times. Big year for Blumdahl as always, 48, 10, and 5 with 8 shutouts. Of course, Devin Burns was Pitts, 9, 10, and 0, even though he's 85 overall. In the entire NHL, best goaltender was likely Blumdahl. Yeah, it looks like Blumdahl should be a shoo-in for the Vezina this year unless he gets shamed. Here's something I noticed. Look at all the top goalies in the NHL. Look at what the common denominator is. Drafted by Brooklyn, okay, Florida. Drafted by Brooklyn. Oh, look, Taylor Conklin, he's 91 overall. Clapperton, drafted by Brooklyn. Pearson, drafted by Brooklyn. This guy Lazarus, Buffalo. Simon. Oh, look at this. I remember this guy. Drafted by Brooklyn. 7th round pick. Alexandrov. Drafted by Brooklyn. Suglobov. Drafted by Brooklyn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 of the top 9 goalies in the NHL were drafted by me deep in the draft because of EA's garbage system. How does that make any sense? I drafted 7 of the top 9 goalies in the NHL. I have to trade these guys eventually. They all come back to bite me. What am I going to do? It doesn't make any sense that all these franchise guys are in the 8th round or in the 6th round or whatever. Man, the NHL point leaders was Jack Hughes once again, 97 points. I shouldn't have even traded him, but come on, look at that contract. I'll be a free agent next year. Worrell, this guy who was a rookie in his first year, put up 92 points and 48 goals. Rankin, Ferentz, Brossois, whoever all these people are. Not a lot of real people left in the NHL, if almost any. Martin Nikas, at 37 years old, is putting up 75 points. This is one of the last years of real NHLers. So let's sim to the awards and the draft and retirements. Hey, congrats New Jersey. You barely made the playoffs and you won the Stanley Cup. Great job, Bello. We lost to the eventual Stanley Cup champions in 4 games. You love to see it. Just love to see it. Now let's check out the playoff tree. How'd they get there? Oh, hold on. Yes, we picked 2nd. Thank you, Philadelphia. We are picking 2nd in this draft. It goes Anaheim. There's a lot of draft traded picks here. So Arizona picks there from LA. Anaheim picks 1st and 7th. Arizona 6 and 14. So thank you, Philadelphia. We are picking 2nd thanks to you. Hopefully we should be getting another good draft pick. Let's check out the playoff tree. New Jersey, they swept the best team in the NHL. They beat the Penguins in 7, Canadiens in 5, and Stars in 6 to win the Stanley Cup. You just love to see it. Point totals in the AHL. Anyone cool? Kemiskamba Bam Bam, all these guys. Random pigs. Okay. Awards. New Jersey wins the Stanley Cup. President's Trophy once again to Brooklyn. Okay. Player awards. Hughes, the Art Ross. Hughes, the Hart. James Norris to O'Mara. Bing. Calder to Berglund. What about the other rookie? It can't be. I guess that guy must not be a rookie on Washington. Conn Smythe to Piper. Vezina to Blumdahl for the 2nd straight year, thankfully. Once again, the Jennings to Blumdahl as well. Hennessy the Selke over on Vancouver. It's all, bro. The only good players are the players that you drafted or had on your teams. Like the best players in the league, goalies and forwards, are all from Brooklyn draftees. Retired players. Who is up here? Are created players retiring yet? Connor McDavid calls it a career, 1,650 points. Still could have played a little bit more. 744 goals. Pettersson, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Brock Besser, Clayton Keller. Tyson Jost, the old pig himself, retires. Sergachev. Wow, all these guys, all these rookies who are now... it's some created players, yeah. Ivan Voinov, some created players retiring now as well. Axel Anderson, a legend in Brooklyn. Axel Anderson, wow. He put up some great years back in the day. He had some good plus-minus seasons. Samuel Girard at the age of 38. What a Pitt's career. 1,000 games, 216 points for an offensive defenseman. Matthew Robertson, former Bellow, he retires as well. Bunch of former Bellows. So I don't think there's anyone on Brooklyn, huh? Just to make sure. No one from Brooklyn. Bowen Byram's back for another year. Goalies who retired, it's Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen with 598 wins. One of the best goalies of all time, I guess. Congrats. Ilya Samsonov, I created Ilya Samsonov. Eric Comrie, was he the one that I created? Yeah, Eric Comrie. Now let's check out the draft. Who are we going to take with that second overall pick? Let's see who it's going to be. Who is it going to be? Let's see who the draft class is showing us. First overall is unknown. Okay, my guy didn't uncover him. Chandler Dublowitz, playing in the EBEL. Yeah, I guess I don't have a scout there. He'll go number 1. I'll take Devin Glennie at number 2, a sniper, right-wing sniper. Yeah, that's nice. I'm not going to do any trades. I'll take Glennie. So that first guy is 84 overall medium elite. Okay, that's cool. Hopefully my guy's in the 80s as well. Here he is, Devin Glennie. Welcome to Brooklyn. He is 82 overall medium elite. Very nice. Happy to see that. Next pick is pick 28 in round number 1. I'll take this guy right here, medium top 6, Brett Ho. He is 65 overall, medium top 6 sniper as well. All right, so I'll go through the rest of the draft, and I'll see you when I get to the contracts. Here are the lines for the 2036-2037 season. Salcido, Martinez, Crowder. Second line, Hall, Robichaud, and Ernie. Third line, Dempsey, Stolars, and Glennie. Glennie I just drafted. Stolars I traded for from Detroit, a young 84 overall elite potential center. He'll grow well. Fourth line, Bo Hennessy making his NHL debut. Hoagland and Connor. Defense, Vorbev and Nidim Mackey. I traded for him. 83 overall, 21 years old, medium elite potential on a great contract for 5 more years from Minnesota. I traded... I don't know, I made some trades for him. Second pair, Byron Benson. Third, last pair, Hedman and Cameron. Byron and Benson, both getting old. They're getting up there. Goalies, Blumdahl, 94 overall, with Antila backing him up as an 84. I'm just rolling through these backups. Once they become franchise, I just trade them. Minors look like this. Lots of guys who will be playing in the NHL, especially on defense. These two guys. Goalies look like this. With this, actually, should be this guy. And I traded McDermott, 88 overall defenseman prospect that we had. I didn't like that he got so many penalties. Same with O'Coin or Almond. Yeah, that was his name, Almond. I traded him as well. I didn't like that they got so many penalties as like enforcers or whatever. So I just traded them, got better prospects, and in the future I'm going to look to get some more defensive prospects to replenish the farm there. Because I have a lot of decent defensemen, but I need some stars like Vorbev or whatever, especially with Benson gone. Ernie accepts the contract renewal that I gave him. He's locked up for another 6 years. So let's hope for another good season, and I'll see you when we get to the end of this one, and hopefully we won't get bounced in the first round again. Here we are now in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Calgary Flames, who were one of the worst teams in the league last year and are now in the Stanley Cup Finals, and we are on the brink of sweeping them in a 4-game Stanley Cup Finals. So last time we won the Cup, we swept Vegas, and now we're looking to sweep the Flames here in Game 4. A couple goals for them. Yeah, we weren't going to get that one. Up 3-1, down 3-1 in the series now is Calgary. Did we win down in Burnaby? We did. We won the Calder Cup in Burnaby. Congrats, boys. Great playoff run. Let's see if we can close out this series in 5. Back home in Brooklyn at Chicharo Arena. Martinez scores in the first. Second, Ernie and Crowder score. We're up by 2. Could this be it for another Stanley Cup for the Brooklyn Bellows? Like our 6th or 7th or something in franchise history. First in the last few years. Second in the last like decade. Let's hop in and check it out. And of course, will be the Columbus Blue Jackets. You know what? Maybe if I go in to play the game instead of saying watch the game, it won't make me Columbus. Who knows? Let's try it out. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're going to play the game, you're Brooklyn. Okay, so we can finally see ourselves raising a cup as the Brooklyn Bellows. Let's see it. Here's Ulf Haugland. Rips a shot. I think the sliders are up. Yeah, the sliders are definitely up. So Ryan Paling's out there. They're pulling the goalie here. Hedman with a turnover. Haugland. Oh, and now here's Bo Hennessy, the rookie, in his rookie year. Bow, wow, wow. Bo Hennessy. There's the Stallion. Let's see that cup, baby. We finally raise it again at Chicharo Arena. Years and years later after raising it in Columbus for all those years. Here's Del Rio. He's a 22-year-old, 87 overall defenseman that I traded for from Colorado. Cost me like that guy Niedemaki and a couple firsts, but he was much better and a two-way guy with much better stats that I liked more than Niedemaki's. And he played on the first defensive pair with Vorobyev, which was nice for him. Bowen Byram in what could be his last NHL season at the age of like 35 or 36 now. Drafted in 2019, raises the cup in 2037 for the second time as a captain, and for like this, who knows how many times in his career. The Brooklyn Bellos have done it once again, boys. Vesa Blumdahl backstopping us to another Stanley Cup. Captained by Bowen Byram. Benson's there possibly for one last ride. Jackson Hall's there for another one. Sheldon Crowder's there for another one. We did it, boys. Bryce Cameron, that 7th round pick who's been here for years now as well. He's like 32. Who gets the Conn Smythe? It's Vesa Blumdahl, boys. It's not Artemi Panarin, it's Vesa Blumdahl. 16 wins, 1.89 goals against average, and a 939 save percentage. He deserves it. Vesa beeping Blumdahl. Legend, 94 overall. One of the many franchise goalies who've drafted in Brooklyn. Now time for the Stanley Cup. Bowen, come and get it, Bello. 35 years old. Come get it with your grizzled white beard. The fans are all sitting down. That makes sense. And now here's Bowen Byram, the captain of Brooklyn. No beard. Who needs it? From Mitch Marner to Bowen Byram, he raises the cup in Brooklyn. Chichara Arena. Cannolis are free all week, boys. Raises it for 2 seconds, then he goes and gives it to who's number 11 here? He has an A, so it must be Crowder? Yeah, that's Crowder. I didn't know he was bald. That's true, I've never even seen these guys, always on Columbus. Sheldon Crowder raises the cup once again. The best player on this team. Then who gets it next? Is it? Oh, that's Glennie. Glennie, drafted him 2nd overall last year. Had a great rookie season. Are we gonna send him off for another turn? Yeah, they're gonna send. No one even says anything. One guy points his finger. He just says, "I want it. I'm gonna go skate again." Here you go, boys. Everyone's sitting down. Everyone's talking to each other. What's going on over here? What? Did something happen? He raises the cup to the 0 fans who care, because no one seems to really understand. And now here's Vesa Blumdahl raising it once again. 2037 Stanley Cup champions. Who's this guy with the afro? David Luiz plays on this team. Come on, nudge. Then time for one more pick, boys. Who has the other A on this team? Is that Benson with the other A? I don't know. Who has the afro? Who knows? We did it, boys. Stanley Cup. It's a double whammy, boys. Brooklyn Bellows win the Cup. Burnaby Aces win the Calder. Big year for the franchise. So Steve Martinez got 22 points in 21 games. Good for him. He had a great season as well. Salcido 21 and 21. Crowder, Robichaud, 18 points in 22 games for Robichaud, and he gets 49 and 82 in the regular season. What's his poise? 82? Bah. Jackson Hall, 17 points. He put up another performance now at the age of 35. He still got it. Jackson Hall. Glennie with 12. Dempsey, Ernie, Hoagland. They're all there. Vesa Blumdahl, great series for him. Let's check out the regular season totals. 92 points in 82 games for Steve Martinez. Crowder back up to 86 with 46 goals. Martinez was tied for the league lead in points. Salcido with 85 points. Very nice to see. A big year of assists for him. Career high in points and assists. Stolars, the third line center, got 62 points. 86 overall now. Maybe I traded Robichaud. Dempsey, Glennie, these guys were all third liners and they put up big numbers. Very happy to see that. Averaging like 14 minutes a night and they put up numbers like that. Jackson Hall, -7, 50-point year for him. Robichaud, Pitts, Ernie, Pitts. Could have been better. Del Rio there, +25. Vorobyev, +37 with 43 points. Bo Hennessy, 21 points in his rookie year. Hoagland, 25 points in his rookie year. Benson, 18 points, +25. Byram, they're both 35 years old now. Bryce Cameron at the age of 33 still got it. A little bit of passion left in him. Goalies, Blumdahl went 47, 13 and 2 with 8 shutouts, 933 save percentage, and 2.04 goals against average. He should win another Vezina trophy, if the world wants to make sense. Let's see the goalies around the league. Let's see how many of them were drafted by us this year at the top. So at the top, of course, is Vesa Blumdahl. Vesa Blumdahl's at the top. Gord Chimera, we drafted him. He's there at the top. Grantham, we drafted him. Burns, we drafted him. Clapperton, Suglobov, we drafted them. Leonov, Conklin, we drafted, and Alexandrov, we drafted all of them. McIntyre, we drafted him. Pearson, Goligoski, we drafted both of them. Tarasov, we drafted him. Kunitz, we drafted him. Yep, that's how it works in the NHL, I guess. That's just how it works in the broken EA dystopia. So let's check out the draft lottery results and see who retired. Moving into next season, salary cap up another couple mil with inflation as the world keeps on turning. We have Detroit's pick, I believe, which hopefully should be half decent. Oh no, they made the playoffs, I guess. So we are not picking in the top 15 this year. Yeah, even if I didn't trade that other one to Colorado, they wouldn't have. I traded Calgary's pick, yeah, and they made the Cup Finals, of course. Retired players, are we calling it a career? I'm not even gonna look. Brooklyn Bellos. Bowen Byram, wow. The captain calls it a career with another cup. 36 years old. Played every game with Brooklyn. He played 1,383 games with Brooklyn. Put up 352 points. A very steady two-way defender. The captain of Brooklyn. Wow. Bowen Byram, what a career for him. Vigilante retires with 860 goals, the best goal scorer of all time pretty much. Congrats to him, third overall pick in 2019. Konechny retires with 1,025 points. What? Travis Konechny? Alright. Yamamoto had 789 points. Jacob Pelletier, former Brooklyn Bello. That's really weird. Bowen Byram. That's pretty much it. Lorenzo Rolison, yeah, we drafted him back in the day, 2020. Lorenzo Rolison. Jet Wu, that old pig, there he is. Played 743 games. Retired goalies this season. Carter Hart with 537 wins, called it a career. Stuart Skinner, Devin Reese, yeah, that's pretty much it. Man. Bowen Byram, so who's going to be the new captain of Brooklyn? We're going to have to figure that out. Stefan, one of our longest serving scouts, retired too. So, yeah, let's hop into the draft. Oh, and can't forget the awards. Stanley Cup, Brooklyn Bellows. President's Trophy went to Dallas. We didn't win the President's. Prince of Wales, once again, to Brooklyn. Here, players. Morales tied for the Art Ross with Steve Martinez. For some reason, they only put his name, though. Hart goes to Martinez. James Norris to Fernandez. Lady Bing, once again, to Laine. Calder goes to Stolars. That's great. Fantastic. Good job, Bello. As a third-line center, put up a great season. First time we get a Calder Memorial Trophy winner that played exclusively on our team in a while, I believe. Conn Smythe to Blumdahl. Vezina to Blumdahl for the third straight year, and also the Jennings for the third straight year. Hennessy once again wins the Selke. Ted Lindsay to Martinez. Richard to Wasu, or whatever this guy's name is. HL, let's see our player awards here. And it'd be anyone on Burnaby. Sugihara, our goaltender. Won the equivalent of the Vezina. That's cool. And now into the draft we go. No trading up this year. Just going to take this guy at 25th overall, Chuck Mahalik. He is a sniper, left wing. Pretty much everyone that I take these days are like a left or right wing sniper. He's medium top 6, 64 overall. Gonna go through the rest of the draft, pick everybody else, and then we'll check out the contracts. So got a lot of people re-signed, made some trades of some prospects until we won't need, and these are the lines going into 2037, 2038. Salcido, Martinez, Crowder, now at the age of 31, Sheldon Crowder. Glennie, Robichaud, and Ernie on the second line. Marty Ernie really needs to prove himself this year on that big contract. Crazy shooting categories. Third line will be Bo Hennessy, looking for a big year from him with Stolars and Dempsey. Fourth line, Matsumoto, Hogland, and Jackson Hall at the age of 36. Still wants to play. Defense, Vorbev, Del Rio, Hedman, and Zizka making his debut, along with Cameron and Benson. So the defense core has changed quite a bit over time. Zizka was a 7th round pick a few years ago. Hedman was a second-round pick in 2032. Now Bryce Cameron, he's at the age of 33. Benson is 35 on that big contract. So if Benson and Hull don't retire after this year, I'm likely going to trade them. So I'm going to say this is the last year for Benson and Hull. Special teams look like this. Goalies, it's 94 overall, 33-year-old Vesa Blumdahl in there. 5 years left on $11.8 million contract. Backed up by Marco Antila. He is 88 overall, so he won't be playing with us next season. And that's it. In the minors, lots of good players. As always, René Fortier would play with us, but because of Jackson Hull, he's not, so I'll give him a year to destroy the minors down there. Defense as well. These guys could be playing, but no room. Goalies look like this. Sugihara could be a backup as well. He'll be backup next year, I guess, if we can sign him to a good deal. Those are the lines and captains for this year with Bowen Byron gone. So let's give Jackson Hull the captaincy. I don't think we're going to have a captain this year. Not ready just yet. I'm going to give an A to Jackson Hull. I'm going to give an A to Sheldon Crowder. And I'll give an A to Benson as well. All the three guys who have been here the longest on this team. Not sure if I want to name any of them captain. Crowder's probably the eventual captain, but I think I'm comfortable with this as the leadership core this season. We'll go with that. If we're going to win the cup, maybe I'll change it up. But those will be the lines going into this year, so I will see you when we get to the postseason. So here we are, boys. We had a 51-win season, another 50-plus year win in Brooklyn. We beat the Panthers in 5 games. We beat the Capitals in 6 games. We beat the Rangers in 5 games, and now we are in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Dallas Stars, where we are up 3-1 here in game number 5. We're going to go check it out and see if we can win back-to-back Stanley Cups, boys. First time that we're in back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals in a while. Facing off against, I think, one of the best. They have 53 wins. They were better than us by a little bit in the NHL. They won the President's Trophy last year. Bradley Neal's on this team as well. It's a 0-0 tie heading into the third period. Can we win the Stanley Cup on the road? Mayer scores on Blumdahl. 2 minutes left. Power play. Oh, and we don't get that one. So we're going to Game 6 at home at Chicharos to see if we can win the Stanley Cup in 6 games. It's weird how either we win the Stanley Cup or we lose in the first round. It's like there's no in between. But here we are back in the Cup Finals, fighting for it. Game 6, Stanley Cup Finals, first period nothing, second period 2 goals from Salcido and Robichaud. Here in the third, up 2-0. Let's see if we can win back-to-back cups. Mayer scores another one. We have a 1-goal lead. Para scores to tie it up 2-2. Power play Dallas, we kill off. 10 minutes left in the third period. It is a 2-2 game. I really don't want to go in and watch it because then it makes me the Blue Jackets. 3 minutes left. 2-2. All right, we're going to go in. I think, you know what? I'm going to go in and yeah, I'm going to have to watch it. I'm going to have to watch it, even though it's going to make me the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yeah, I can't play it. That makes it rigged. So we're gonna have to go and watch. Here we are, boys. Oh, we gave. Okay, maybe if we're not at home, it makes us the Bellos, but thankfully we are the Brooklyn Bellos, not Columbus Blue Jackets. It is a 2-2 game here in overtime. We score and we win the Stanley Cup, or Dallas scores and we go to Game 7. Martinez was looking for it here. We want our back-to-back Stanley Cups and like our 8th in franchise history in like the 16 years of franchise history. How many years has it been? 2019 to 2037? Yeah, it's almost 20 years. Neal, the former Brooklyn Bello. Neal to Kane, rebound, shamed in Dallas. So I thought we were at Chicharos. Actually, we're going to go to Chicharos. We're going back to Chicharos, boys. Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals at Chicharos Arena. Let's take it. Here we go. We were up 2-0 in that game. We lost 3-2. Let's take this, boys, on home ice. First period goal for Dallas. Second period 1-1 thanks to Israel Matsumoto. And now Sillinger scores early in the third to put Dallas up 2-1. Come on, boys, we're out shooting them. 28-18. Let's show them why we're in this Cup Finals. Don't tell me we're going to lose. There we go, Glenny. Don't tell me we're going to lose from being up 3-1. Matsumoto gets his second goal. Stolars gets another. We're up 4-2 now. Huge insurance marker. Will that be enough? With 3 minutes left, we are up 42. Power play for Dallas. 4 seconds left. We got it, boys. Let's go check it out. And here we are, boys, with 3 seconds left. We are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions for the first time in a while. Brooklyn Bellos, take a bow. We did it, and I forgot to name a captain. I don't know who's going to get the cup, but we did it, boys. Another great season. In Jackson Hall and Brendan Benson's last year with Brooklyn, possibly last year in the NHL, they get another Stanley Cup ring. Blumdahl leads us to another cup. Lots of new names like Stolars and Glennie, Ernie and Hennessy, Bo Hennessy helping us out. And we made it to another Stanley Cup, led by the same core of Crowder and Vorobyev, but Crowder's been here a long time, man. 31, 32 years old now. He has seen a lot of Stanley Cups. His hands are full of rings. Bryce Cameron, the 7th round pick that went on to get like 6 Stanley Cup rings. What a career for him. Who's going to get the Conn Smythe? It's another one for Vesa Blumdahl, boys. Another Conn Smythe for him. He got 15 wins, 1.84 goals against average, and a .941 save percentage. It's just become tradition. Vesa Blumdahl, another Conn Smythe. Almost as good as Osgood in the Canadian series. But now, who is going to get the cup? Is it going to be Hall, Crowder, or Benson? They might give it to Hall, just because he's the oldest. Some algorithm might just give it to him. The Brooklyn Bellows, 2038 Stanley Cup champions. Who's going to get it? Now they're on their feet this year in Brooklyn to get the cup. And it's going to be someone without a letter. That's interesting. Who is it? Is that Marty Ernie? Hold on. No. Is it? Yeah, that is. Marty Ernie, the guy in his 3rd season with no letter on his jersey. He is the one who goes and receives a Stanley Cup. So congrats, EA. Another loophole in your algorithms. And now Sheldon Crowder takes it once again. Sheldon, another cup for him. He passes it off. Is that Hogland? No, it's Glennie. Glennie. He worked hard as well. Lots of Bellows out there. He goes for another turn. The fans are finally on their feet this year, waving the towels. The computer system worked. The algorithm gave it to him this year. Look at that stallion crest in the pants, eh? Next, it's going to be Vesa, who raises the cup once again. One of the best goalies in NHL history. I truly drafted him back when I was really doing a lot of research into the draft. I saw that he might be good. He became franchise. He's won all the Vezinas, the Jennings, the Conn Smythes, the Stanley Cups, and we did it, boys. Brooklyn Bellows, 2038 Stanley Cup champions. So an interesting point total this year. It's Gaspard Robichaud with 78 points who leads the team. Sheldon Crowder only 72 points. So I guess being on that first line changes the dynamic when you have 3 big players there, because Salcido gets 69, Martinez gets 67, and Crowder gets 72. So I guess that's just how it works. Salcido led the way with 30 goals on the team. Robichaud has 71 assists, 24 power play points, so 23 power play assists. Marty Ernie puts up 53, Vorobyev 53, Glennie 51, Bo Hennessy 49, which is very nice to see. Jackson Hall down on the 4th line gets 24 points with an average of 10 minutes on the ice per night. Brendan Benson, 36 years old, still at plus 29. What a career plus minus, eh? Plus minus machine, just like Bowen Byram. Cameron plus 32, Zizka's up there. Goalies, Blumdahl went 37, 15, and 9 with 7 shutouts. Not as good as his usual numbers, but still a very, very, very good season. 924 save percentage, 2.33 goals against. And Tila did very well, 15, 4, and 2 with a shutout. One of our better performances from a backup in a while. In the entire NHL, it was Caden Bolesky who had 44 wins and probably the best goals against average and save percentage, all things considered. Devin Burns is second. He was drafted by us. Louis Bourret was drafted by us. Toskala was drafted by us. Blumdahl drafted by us. McIntyre drafted by us. Was this guy Coop drafted by us? Yep, he was. That makes a lot of sense. Elliot Blackburn? No. Anyways, so those are the goalies. And for the scoring in the entire league, it was Harvey Adamski, 25 years old, who got 94 points, first round pick. Then Declan Iverson, Chance Paco, Vladimir Ivanov, who's still alive at the age of 38, still putting it up. 35 goal year for him. Manuel Brassois, Chance Paco. Who's this guy? The name generators just keep getting crazier. And in the playoffs, it was Salcido getting 22 points in 23 games, leading scoring by quite a bit. But everybody pitched in, which is very nice to see, especially led by Vesa Blumdahl. And Tila got 1 win. He made 12 saves on 13 shots at 1 point to get a win. But Blumdahl really taking the majority of it. So now let's check out the draft lottery results, retirements, and the awards. So Brooklyn Bellos, Stanley Cup champions, Milwaukee beat Burnaby in the Calder Cup finals to take the Calder Cup. Draft lottery looks like this, nothing too wild. Philadelphia picking first once again. They've been pits. Not going to check out the draft class. Now we want to see retired players. So let's go straight to Brooklyn, see if Jackson Hall and Brendan Benson called it a career. Jackson Hall calls it a career. Wow. So at the age of 37, 79 overall now, he played 1,312 games, almost all of them with Brooklyn. I think he played his first maybe 3 or 4 seasons with Boston. I think at like 26 he came over here, something like that. So he played like maybe 11 seasons with us. 451 goals, 617 assists for 1,068 points. A great career for Jackson Hall. Patrick Laine goes out with 856 goals and 1716 points. Svechnikov 1242 with 500 goals. Ivanov 601 goals with 1184. Big year for retirements here. Middlestat, Ryan Poehling, undrafted, scores 1,068. Well, undrafted because I created him. From the Canadians, he was 1,068 points, 499 goals. That's really wild. Cole Perfetti calls it a career as well. Brady Tkachuk. Chittle played with us a little bit. Heidel, whatever you want to call him. He had a pretty good career, 645 points. Joey Valens. Noel Tonge, who we drafted way back when, 2021. No, we traded for him early before he played. Yeah, we never really played him though. 199 points in 574 games. Career AHLer mostly. Roy Bois, we drafted him I believe, yeah. 7th round pick. He got 119 points in 492 games. Good for him. Dakota Canzanello, our 1st round pick in 2020. 60 points in 209 games. Rough career for Dakota, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, Bello. Goalies who retired this year, Matthias Backer. Yeah, okay, no one big at all. What a year. Peyton Tonge retires. We've had him like the whole career mode as well. Another scout bites the dust. Let's hop into the draft. I don't believe there's going to be anything big in this one. So let's just see who we take with our first pick. Sim to use your pick. It is pick number 32 all the way at the end of this draft, the first round of this draft. This guy's low elite guaranteed, so I might just go ahead and take him. I don't think I really want a medium top 9 forward. Why not? Chase Freezy. Let's just go ahead and take... Oh, this guy's a gem. Let's just go ahead and take this guy. Go ahead and the team Chase. And pick again, 3rd overall there. This guy was 84 overall, medium elite. Michelli. He went 1st overall. He was 64 overall, low elite. Let's just quickly see who I take here as well. Take the defensive defenseman, why not? Kai Makinen. Welcome to the team. He is low elite. Alright, let's check out, we'll see the contract / free agency and all that jazz. I have another pick here. Take the other elite guy. Oh, wow, medium franchise. Stanislav Vorobyov. Alright, all these medium top 6 forwards, these are better than all the guys who are over here, medium top 9s who are ranked higher. I don't get it. Stanislav, another franchise goalie. Welcome to the team. He is 61 overall, medium franchise. Awesome. Just a quick note as well. Look at all these goalies that I have in my system. All these guys. I just drafted... Who did I just draft? I just drafted like all of these. Starter. No, I didn't draft this guy. So I drafted all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I drafted maybe 4 or 5 medium elite goalies and 1 franchise goalie. How does that make any sense? EA in your broken system. So I'm just going to trade some of these for picks next year, like right now. Get these guys out. Yeah, bang. Let me trade them somewhere. At the beginning now, the 2038-2039 season. First line, Salcido, Martinez, Crowder. Second line, Bo Hennessy. I'm going to try to put him on the second line, see if he can explode. I liked him more than Marty Ernie last year, so I'll try him up there with Stolars and Glenny. I traded Gaspar Robichaud for this defenseman, Mikhail Berglund, as a package. Actually, it was a package for this guy, Emmerich, and draft picks. I also got Berglund. I'll get into that in a second. Robichaud is because he was making $11 million as a second line center. He was just too good, and Stolars was getting good as well, and he is in a contract year. So I traded that Obi Show. Third line, Ernie, Beckett, Matsumoto. Fourth line, Ballard, Lisson, and Dempsey. Ballard came out of nowhere. He was a 7th round pick in 2036. He's now 86 overall at the age of 20 in the first year of his 3-year entry-level deal. So that's pretty wild. I'm going to try him on the 4th line because I really don't have anywhere else to put him unless I put him up here, but Israel Matsumoto has done his time. He deserves to be on the 3rd. Dempsey is a very good player, but he's buried right now on the 4th line, unfortunately. Lisson's making his debut up here. Defense, Colin Del Rio once again, and now Mikhail Berglund. Berglund, 22 years old, 90 overall, 7 years left on a half-decent contract, $9.5 million. Got 72 points last year, so he should be a huge force to be reckoned with on this team now. Second pair, Hedman, Emmerich, and this new guy I got, Clint Emmerich, and Zizka and Hudson McGrath, and a 5th round pick in 2035. Goalies, Blumdahl and Sugihara, 86 overall he's up to now, 2 years left on his deal. And that is it in the NHL. In the AHL, got some guys up here. I traded for some prospects. Guy Nolan Eastwood is a prospect. Osala could be playing, but no room for him. Really need to regroup on my prospects. I don't have that many good prospects going right now. These will be the lines going into this season. Special teams look like this. Try Ernie. I'm going to give Ernie every chance possible. This is probably his last year. I give him a chance. He's 22 years old. He needs to put up, like, I know he's putting up good numbers, 30 goals, but he really needs to put up more. Like, he needs to step up big time. I'd see a lot from him. I know he's on the 3rd line and all, but I don't know. Just this team doesn't have a lot of space. So we'll see what happens. And I'll catch you in the postseason. Also, Vorobyev gone because he didn't want to resign with us. I offered him like 1 year, $13 million. He did not want to resign. He went to free agency. See you later. So the system puts Sheldon Crowder as our captain. I believe that is good. Sheldon Crowder will be the new captain of the Brooklyn Bellows. He was drafted here day 1. Now he's like 31 years old. He deserves to have the C on his jersey. A's will go to, I like Salcido with the A. I like that. Not a lot of guys who have been here for a long time, to be honest. Salcido with an A is good. Berglund, no. He just got here. The other A will go to Del Rio, I guess. He's been here for a couple seasons. But man, not a lot of familiar faces left on this team. Also, I traded Benson and Cameron, 2 huge guys on defense. But they were, Benson was 81 overall and Cameron was 83 overall. And they were taking up, like, combined about $10 million of cap, so I couldn't keep them anymore with all these extensions coming up and betting on them retiring. It'll likely be their last season, but I trade them all to Columbus with Roby Show for Nolan Eastwood and that guy Emmerich on our 2nd defensive pair, something like that with like draft picks. A 1st round pick was included. So I'll see you in the postseason. We're here in the 3rd period of Game 7 of Round 1. About to get eliminated by the Florida Panthers, who have 17 shots on us so far. Mayer scores, of course. Was he on Dallas in the Dallas series last year? Probably. And we are about to get eliminated in the 1st round after winning 62 games and another President's Trophy. Another great year for Brooklyn that goes down the drain because of EA's algorithms. You just love to see it. So we lose in 7 games. We won 4-1, 2-1, 8-0, but then we lose 4-3, 4-1, 3-1, 4-3. Makes sense. That's okay. 11 points in 7 games for Steve Martinez. We went 62, 14, and 6, and we lose 4 out of 7. That is just fine and dandy. Martinez had 82 points in 82 games. Salcido 79, Crowder 76. Ernie finally woke up a bit. 60 points and 36 goals. Berglund had a decent year. Bo Hennessy hit 50 points. All these guys. Good plus minuses for everybody. Goalies, Vesa Blumdahl, 51, 11, and 4 with 7 shutouts. Wow, a 51-win season for Vesa Blumdahl at the age of 34. But he won't win the Vezina, because why would that make sense? All right, let's get out of here. Anaheim wins the cup. Good job, Anaheim. Salary cap's up to $112 million as the inflation of planet Earth continues to grow. We pick 14th thanks to Philadelphia. That's cool. Don't need to see the draft class. Retirement. Let's see, does Benson call it a career? Let's go right to Columbus. Does Benson call it a career? He does not. Wow. This guy's going to play forever. He's already pretty old before. So Nico Hischier at the age of 40 calls it a career. The Mr. Selke himself. 1,388 points. Zadina at the age of 39. He had a good career. I didn't even notice how good of a career that was. Kotkaniemi had a great career as well. Look at these guys. All 1,700 plus games. Man, Martin Necas somehow, at the age of 40, is still 82 overall and put up 1,183 points. And we're still putting up crazy years. Look at these last few years in his later years. What's he doing? How did he do that? Justin Horton was second overall in 2020. He retires. Timo Kurvinen retires. Rasmus Dahlin. Todd Mara was a former Bello. Angelides, I drafted him 4th round of 2020. He's 88 overall at the age of 36 with 2 years left on his deal. He retires. That makes sense. 517 points in 740 games. That's a great career. Too bad he didn't get his career going until later on. For some reason, comes off a 70-point year and just retires. Okay, good for you, Angelides. Pasi Laaksonen retires, former first-round pick that we had traded for in the Jacques Pelletier trade. Ramja Singh retires. Esteban. Congrats to this guy, Lassie Thompson, who played 1,200 games. O'Coin played 1,418 games. Good for you, Bello. Sorting by points right now. Valerie Jass, former first-round pick of Brooklyn. He retires. Now, does Vladimir Suglobov call it a career? The piece of garbage himself? He doesn't. Nikolai Kavanov retires. He was a very good goalie. Bobby Goligoski, who we drafted in 2020, retires. Rough career for him. Sumanen. Yeah, no one too great. Suglobov, he was playing in the minors for Columbus last year. His career's done, that pig. That's done. Let's check out the final things. So, the Ducks win the Stanley Cup, breaking our back-to-back cup streak. We win the President's Trophy again. It was Florida in the Cup Finals. If it's not us, then I don't care. Burns, what? Well, who used to be my backup goalie. Hennessy, of course, for the 4th straight year wins the Selke. All right, no good awards down there. Burnaby. Nothing in Burnaby. Okay. Pits year for everybody. And in the entire NHL, it was Jonas McCammond who scored 100 points. Paco here. Who are these people, bro? Salcido's there. Pat Kessel. Bradley Neal, who's on Boston now. Crowder scored 37 goals. Capo Caco at the age of 38 put up 71 points. Gaspar Robichaud put up 71 points over on Columbus, now a 92 overall. Camden Bathgate still getting it done over on Buffalo. Goalies in the NHL. So Blumdahl definitely had the most wins, but because his save percentage was .003 less and .04 more, then Burns wins the Vezina, but whatever. Once again, see how many goalies were ours. Blumdahl was ours. Burns was ours. Bolesky was not ours. Pearson was ours. McIntyre was ours. Toskala was ours. Tarasov was ours. Grantham was ours. Alexandrov was ours. Antila was ours. Coop was ours. Yeah, so thanks to us, or else there would be no goalies in the NHL. Let's hop into the draft. So here at the 6th overall pick, I traded up with New Jersey. I traded them pick 14 and a goalie prospect for pick 14 here. I'm really intrigued by this defenseman, Corey Keane. Two-way defenseman. Looks like he has great offensive capabilities. 6'2", looks like a good skater, mobile and all that stuff. So I'd like to draft him. I traded up to number 6 to get him. I'm going to go ahead and draft him right here. Welcome, Corey. He is 74 overall, medium, top 4D. These guys, medium franchised. Dalton Habsheed goes to the Blues. He has crazy shooting categories. So that's pretty much it for this draft. Lines for 2039-2040 as we enter the new decade in the second half of this season. We'll have Ernie Martinez, Salcido. Second line, Crowder now at the age of 33. Stolars, Glennie. Third line, Hennessy, Cyphers, and Ballard. And fourth line, Dempsey, Lisson, and Eastwood. Defense looks like this. Del Rio, Berglund, Zizka, Ristolainen, who I traded for, and Miel and McGrattan. Defense really cheap. Del Rio at $3 million. Ristolainen's on an entry-level deal. Berglund's the only expensive guy because everyone on the forward core is just costing so much. Glennie now costs $9 million. Ballard's still on the entry-level deal, but Hennessy now, he costs $6 million on the third line. Ernie costs $6 million. Crowder costs almost $13 million. Salcido, to re-sign him, cost me $14 million. And now these guys are going to need a new contract. It's getting tight. Goalies Blumdahl at the age of 35, 94 overall, backed up by Zachariah Sugihara. Minors look like this, some guys with potential. As always, goalies, Stanislav Vorobov is definitely our goalie of the future. He has a full bar of trade value. He will be good in the future. Let's get it rolling, and I'll see you in 2040 when we hit the postseason. We beat the Flyers in 6 games. In the second round, we beat the Capitals in 6 games as well. Then we beat the Bruins in 7 games. We're currently 12-7. And now we're going to go up against the San Jose Sharks in the Stanley Cup Finals, who beat the Canucks in 7 games. We're up 2-1 in the series here. 6-2 victory here in game number 6 for the Bellos. And we're heading to the classic Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals here in the year 2040. It is a 2-2 game headed into the final 20 minutes of the Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals match right here. It is a close one. 5 minutes left. Oh my goodness. Pause. And it looks like that's it. That is it. The simulation's not going to give it to us probably. Letang scores with 3 minutes left. We are down by 1. Will we be the Columbus Blue Jackets if I hop into this because I went CPU? We'll see. But maybe with a minute left we can do something. Even though I press pause with 3 minutes left, it makes it go all the way till 1 minute, this broken system. That's why I'm not buying NHL 20, even for 30 or 40 bucks for Black Friday or whatever. Sorry, Bellos, you're not getting me. And I'm the Brooklyn Bellos. Okay, so a minute 10 left in the third. Let's see if we can do anything. Come on, boys, push it to overtime. Nice hit there. Listen to Dempsey. Rip it, Bello. Goalie's being pulled. Took a long time to pull him. And now once we pull him, they're on the attack the other way. And Paco here has the puck. Makes it through 4 people. Doesn't want to shoot. Ernie. Come on, Ernie. I believed in you, Bello. Rip it, Bell. Doesn't even want to shoot. Stallion's looking away from the hockey. Oh, Eastwood's shot goes wide. Berglund. Eastwood. He gets rocked. Berglund tipped in front. Oh, big save by whoever's in nets there. Berglund. Another shot. Another save. Del Rio. Listen. One-timer gets broken up. And now the pass gets intercepted. We stay in the zone. Bo Hennessy. One-timer scores! Del Rio! With 7.5 seconds left in the third. This game's tied at 3. Everyone's going wild in Chicharos. Wow. Huge play by Colin Del Rio with the A on his jersey. Past Carlson and nets. Bo Hennessy setting that play up beautifully. I don't know who broke it up. Was it Listen who kept the play in the zone? But we have tied this game. Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals. We have tied it up at 3. Huge goal. Wow. Great play. 7 seconds left. We are likely headed to overtime. Steve Martinez on net, bro. On net, Ristolainen. And that'll be the end. We're headed to overtime. Been here before, boys. It's overtime. Spencer Eichel's up against us. Game 7 overtime. Let's do it. Are you kidding me? Of course, a pit slap shot goes in. 2 seconds into overtime with a delayed penalty from the broken AI. And we lose in 7 games. We go 15-11 in the playoffs. Long playoffs for everybody. Went 6-6, 7-7, I think. We picked 12th from Pittsburgh. Vegas, Calgary, Rangers. Yeah, thank you to Pittsburgh. We picked 12th. Draft class doesn't matter. Retired players. Let's see who's calling it a career. Capo Caco at the age of 39 calls it a career. 1,392 points, 85 overall. Alexis Lafreniere, Lucas Raymond, Quinton Byfield, Vladimir Dadonov, whoever this guy is. He was first overall pick in 2018. Oh yeah, 40 years old. 872 points as a defenseman. 40 years old. Gustav Korolev, 3rd round pick by us in 2023. Still 86 overall at the age of 36. Coming off a 34 goal season. He retires. He had a good career. 860 points. Dylan Gunter was on the Bellows. He retires. Benson, there he calls it a career. Brendan Benson, 1,405 games, 366 points. One of the best defensemen of his time. A third-round pick in 2021. He became an anchor on this team. Ended off with 1-star skating. Yeah, he was dying a little bit, but had a great career that was mostly with the Bellos. Thank you for your service. Goalies who retire, there he is, the pig himself. 923 games, 477, 341, and 88 with 76 shutouts. Vladimir Suglobov. Pitts, a traitor and a sociopath. Nikita Ponikarovsky, one of the better goalies in the NHL as well. Dmitry Lazarev, Gord Chimera, who we drafted, he goes 234, 166, and 43. Clapperton, who we also drafted. Now it's going to be all our, just only goalies that we drafted who are going to retire. Boris Malkin I drafted. He was like a medium elite or something. He ended up playing 26 career NHL games. That's rough. In the season, Martinez went 92 points in 82 games. Good season for him. Crowder 68. He's going down, age of 34 now. Glenny 63. Stolar 63. Ernie only 61 on the first line. Salcido hits for 14.175 million. Bo Hennessy looking good. Dempsey, yeah. Goalies here, Vesa Blumdahl, probably the best season of his career, going 47, 19, and 3 with 14 shutouts, a 935 save percentage, and a 1.93 goals against average at the age of 35. Absolute monster. Not the best record of his career, but possibly the best numbers of his career. Aside from, see, this year he had better save percentage and better goals against average, but here, look, come on, 14 shutouts. That's crazy. But we'll see if he even wins the Vezina. Entire league was Declan Iverson. Yeah, a bunch of randoms. Goalies, Blumdahl was tied with Johan Carlson. This guy UC Solani had great numbers as well. Yeah, that's really good numbers. He had 3 more shutouts and 1 less, 0.001 of save percentage. We'll see if that means anything. So let's see who won the awards. Sharks win the cup. We win the President's Trophy again. Iverson. Hart goes to Martinez. That's nice. That's the second in 4 years. O'Mara gets to James Norris. Ward, Lady Bing, Spalling. Conn Smythe goes to Paco. Vezina to Blumdahl, thank goodness. Jennings also to Blumdahl. Selke goes to Martinez. Wow. Dethroning Bruce Hennessy after he won like 7 straight. Ted Lindsay also goes to Martinez, and Maurice Richard goes to Morales. In the playoffs, it was Martinez, 23 points in 26 games. Salcido had 20. Ernie woke up and got 19. Eastwood, 18 points. That's nice. And Blumdahl went 15, 7, and 4 with a 929 save percentage and 2.09 goals against average. No one special on Burnaby this year. So we'll see who I pick with the first pick here in the NHL draft. Trade Salcido to the Predators for Beauregard here. Very similar player. He is 27 years old, 88 overall. Same shooting categories. He's just on a cheaper contract. Salcido is just crazy money. I just want to get him out of here. I wasn't happy with him. Straight up. There's not too much to deliberate here. Yeah, enjoy. Pieces of garbage. Sim to user pick. I have like 3 first-round picks. 12th overall looks like it's going to be this guy who might be medium elite. Garrett McLean. Welcome to Brooklyn. He is 67 overall, medium elite. That's what I like to see at 12th overall. So here in free agency, we have $14.2 million of free cap space. Both Crowder and Del Rio didn't want to re-sign, so they're in free agency. I want to re-sign Crowder. I wouldn't mind giving him a 1-year deal, but he does want $9.250 million, which is a lot for someone who's going to drop to like 87 overall by the time season starts. I don't know about that. Del Rio, I would really like to have as well. Great defenseman. He wants a bit of money, that's for sure. I would give him, he's 26 years old, medium. I would give him 4 years at 8.55. I'm going to offer him that. If he doesn't want it, he doesn't want it. Besides that, I don't think I'm going to sign anybody because everybody wants a lot of money. I don't need a centerman. Anybody with potential here, 60 overall, bah. Maybe could use a backup goalie. Solani here is a free agent. That's pretty wild. This guy only wants $5 million. He has as an elite 90 overall goalie. That's pretty wild. Sugihara also let walk to free agency. Didn't have room for him. These backups don't want a lot. I'm going to try signing this guy Grenier. 1 year at exactly what he wants, even a little bit less. And if he wants it, I will sign him. And if I end up having a prospect who's ready to go, then I'll just trade him. Because, I don't know, Beauregard, I have him now. We'll see when people grow at the start of the season. All these scouts signing. Okay, let's see. Grenier accepts, thank you. And Del Rio accepts as well. Thank you, Del Rio. Welcome back. So goodbye, Sheldon Crowder. Thank you for your service of years here in Brooklyn, for your like 15 straight seasons with us. Thank you for shaming and saying goodbye to us, just like that. Here are the lines for 2040, 2041. First line, we're going Ernie, Martinez, and Beauregard. See how this works out. Second line, Hennessy, Stolars, and Glennie. Third line, Ballard, Cyphers, and Eastwood. Fourth line, Callio, Listen, and Carlos. Trade for this guy, sign this guy. Bo Hennessy, want to see a lot from him on the second line. I really want to see him grow. Defense, Del Rio, Berglund, Zizka, Ristolainen, Cunningham, and McGrattan. I traded for Cunningham, 23-year-old, 80 overall, low elite potential. Goalies, Vesa Blumdahl, 36 years old, 92 overall. He is still elite potential. He is going to be our starter with Stéphane Grenier as our backup. In the minor, Stanislav Vorobov, he is our future starter. He will get another year in the minors. He's listed as a minor starter. Here's how the lineup looks in the minors. We have some people with some potential that are going to do some growing. So 2040, 2041 here in this new decade. Let's get it rolling, and I'll see you in the postseason. Also, with Steven Crowder off to Chicago, we have to figure out a new captain. I did Martinez, Ernie, and Del Rio with A's. I don't think we're going to have a new captain this season. I guess Martinez is our captain in the long run, but we don't have anyone who's been on this team for a long time, actually, or who's even that old. So we'll go with 3 A's for this year, especially since I traded Salcido with his greedy contract. So we'll roll with that, and we'll see what happens. Trying to trade Walker Ballard here. On his last year, he wants $7 million next year. Not doing much on the team. He has 9 points in 34 games with 30 penalty minutes. Plus minus was 0. So I'm trying to trade him for Yanni Virtanen, or Yanni Virtanen, however you want to pronounce it. He is 38 years old, 81 overall, used to be a monster, but every year he just keeps putting up the numbers. This year, 33 points in 33 games. He's about to retire. 7th round pick in 2022. Look at the shooting category. He's still got it, the puck skills, the skating. So I'm going to try and trade for him to be a third liner just for this year. Throw in a good top 6 prospect. Throw in a defenseman at 84 overall with half his salary, and give me a second and a third. What do you say, Boston? Retain $2 million, trade accepted. Thank you very much, Boston. Fix up these lines, and now they look like this. So Zach Primo, we have him for 3 more years at 3.850, which is very nice. Zizka, I'm not sure if we'll keep him after next season. Virtanen goes right there on the third line. And I'll put Glennie at the point here so that he can also come on the power play as a right-handed shot. Very nice. So like clockwork, here we are in Game 7 of Round 2, about to get eliminated by the Capitals. This guy Langdon scored 2 goals. Now it's 3 goals. Who got the penalties here? This guy, Carlos. Great. Carlos cost us the series. Great job, Carlos. 4th liner. 1 Carlos. And that's it, boys. We go 7-7 in the playoffs after having a season wherein we had a record of 46, 26, and 10. Not our best year. We won the division, but we were a bit of a ways out. We were 5th in the NHL. Usually we're at the top 2 or 3, but 5th in the NHL, not too shabby. Marty Ernie led the way with 86 points in 82 games for us. A big season for Marty. Beauregard 81, Martinez 81. Virtanen ends up getting 63 on the third line. Got another 33 points with us. Stolars, Bo Hennessy, not bad. Nolan Eastwood, good for the third line and first power play unit. Here he is, Jay Carlos. Piece of garbage. He's gone. Zizka's going to be gone. Blumdahl, was this his last season? Vesa Blumdahl, 40, 18, and 5 with 7 shutouts, 927 save percentage, 2.16 goals against average at the age of 36. This backup, 84 overall, was absolutely garbage, going 7, 9, and 5 with an 895 save percentage. He's gone. Beep him. Absolute trash. In the NHL, it was Nathaniel McIntyre, a former draft pick who will likely win the Vezina. Great year for him. Few goalies better than Blumdahl this year. This guy Walter Pearson, always good on Boston. Scoring in the entire NHL, it was Eugene Craig with 97 points in 82 games. Some old friends here, Bruce Hennessy up there. Sheldon Crowder, at the age of 35, got 80 points in 82 games with the Blackhawks. Disrespected us. I believe 2042-2043 is the last season of the franchise mode, or 2043-2045, something like that. We picked 14th thanks to Philadelphia. We're now going into 2041-2042 seasons. That means either next season or the season after. We have either 2 or 3 seasons left. Let's see who retired. Did Vesa Blumdahl call it a career, playing every game with the Brooklyn Bellows? Let's see. Virtanen also did not retire. Did he call it a career? He did not. Vesa Blumdahl, he's back for more. He wants more. Theo Thorburn. Zachary Grantham, a former draft pick of ours, he retires, as well as Leonov, 2 former draft picks. I think Damphus, yeah, there's another draft pick. We just fostered every goaltender in the NHL. Forwards, I saw Timofey Grigorenko retired with 852 goals, 1,407 points in 1,722 games at the age of 39. Calls it a career. Ruslan Kozlov, he quits, calls it a career as well. Ernest Griffith, former Brooklyn Bellow, he played a number of years with us. Neil Carson, one of our first ever draft pick. No, one of our first draft. He was a 20th overall pick in 2021. He had a nice career. Griffith, great career for him as well. Assist machine. Vaji Holahi retires? What? I remember drafting him. 2025. He got 242 points in 902 NHL games. All right. No, Bryce Cameron calls it a career. The 7th round pick in 2022 who got like 6 Stanley Cup rings. 211 points in 1,153 games. Almost all of those games being with Brooklyn. So the Edmonton Oilers won the Stanley Cup. Congrats to them. They finally get one. Oilers win it. President Trophy went to the Wild. It was and the Wings. Thanks to us trading them. Thanks to us trading them that goalie who became their franchise goalie. Craig wins the Art Ross. Bourdon wins the Hart. Berglund wins the James Norris. That's nice. First time since 2037-2038. Lady Byng, Calder, Conn Smythe, Vezina. Yeah, makes sense. Pearson gets the Jennings, okay. This guy, Tutu, Hennessy, he's back to winning the Selke. And Rasu gets the Maurice Richard. And I'm not going to look at the draft. It's just a 28th overall pick. So I'm going to hop into contracts and free agency. If nothing cool happens, I'll see what the lines for next season. Here's the lines going into 2041, 2042. 90 overall Ernie with Martinez and Beauregard. Second line Hennessy, Stolars, Glennie like always. Third line Virtanen, who I re-signed to a 1-year 1.5. Cyphers and Eastwood. Fourth line Kaleo, Johnson, and Lenovo. I've signed both these guys in free agency on great deals. Defense, Del Rio, Berglund, Ristolainen, Primo with Keane and Makinen. Keane was my first round pick, 6th overall in 2039. He is up to the NHL now. And Makinen, I drafted him in 2038. McGrattan's gone. Blumdahl, 37 years old, 89 overall. He is still our starter, starting potential. He's good to go. Stanislav Vorobov will begin his tenure with Brooklyn Bellows, 85 overall, 22 years old. He is our future. McGrattan's going to get traded. Minors look like this, and people with potential such as Lopez, medium elite, and so forth. Defense, Chandler, Humphreys, all these guys. Goalies, Hood, who should be our backup either next year or the year after whenever Blumdahl calls it a career. Or, yeah, I don't think I'm going to trade him. I'd like him to retire here. His contract is up this year. He had the 7-year, 8-year, $11.8 million contract. If he re-signs, he wants 2 years, 8.2, 1 year, 5. I could definitely do 1 year, 5. He could even be a backup to Vorobov if Vorobov became the starter, who wants 1 year, 4.6. So 8 years, 16. So we could do that. We'll see what happens, and I'll catch you in the postseason, or if anything big happens along the course of this one. Here we are in Game 7 of Round 2 in the 2042 playoffs, about to lose to the Washington Capitals. Bang, we lose 3-1. Thanks, Ernie. We beat the Hurricanes in 5 games, and we lost to the Capitals in 7 games, going 7-5 in the playoffs. Laurent Beauregard led the team with 13 points in 12 games. Good job, Bello. You can see all those numbers. We're almost done. I don't really care about the numbers anymore. Let's just see who's a Bello. Martinez, 93-point season for him, a career high by 1 point. Congrats, Bello, in goals and assists. Good job. Beauregard had an 81-point season, so I like seeing that, tying his career high from last season. Ernie, 73, Stolar, 60, Hennessy, 56, Cyphers, I would have wanted to see more with 46. Not a lot of ice time though, which is tough. This guy dropped to a 79, still put up 19 goals and 33 points, so makes everybody smile. In nets, how was Vesa Blumdahl doing this year? He went 31, 23, and 3 with 7 shutouts, so great shutouts and good numbers. Not the best record though, down to an 87. Vorobov is up to 85 at Pitt's record, 14, 13, and 0. Pitt's record for Stanislav. Whatever. Buffalo Sabres win the Stanley Cup. Great job, boys. You did it. Where are we picking here? Nowhere. We have no picks in the top 15 this year, so nothing special coming from the draft. Retired players. Let's see who calls it a career. Anyone from the Brooklyn Bellows. Yanni Virtanen, understandable, 40 years old, had a very nice career, 980 points in 1,205 games, 529 goals. One of the better goal scorers of all time. Man, down to a 75 overall. He's a 7th round pick in 2022, played 3 or 4 seasons with us. I believe he won a cup with us. Vesa? No, Vesa's coming back. If he'll resign, that is. Other retirements in NHL, Bradley Neal retires. Okay, 1st overall pick in 2022 at the age of 37. 89 overall, he retires. The 1st round pick the year before was a 75 overall. Okay, Jack Hughes calls it a career at the age of 41. Wow, 1,324 points. Not seeing anybody else that I know here. Amrit Coupland, who was a 2nd round pick for us in 2023. Yeah, remember him. Goes out 440 points in 800 games. Not bad. Jacques Leroy, at the age of 37, 282 points in 874 games. 69 overall. Pits. Goalies, whoever these guys are. No one big. In the entire NHL, it was Charles Larmour, 25 years old, 3rd overall pick, 92 overall. He had 101 points. Boston just eating it up over there. Martinez was 3rd in league scoring. Tristan Salcido, of course, goes off for a big year. Bruce Hennessy, still a big Bello. Yeah, of course. I wish you could see when there are big trades and when all that, and who got what points on what team. Oh wait, they have that in NHL 20. It only took them 25 years of doing NHL to realize. Nathaniel McIntyre, former draft pick, he was number 1 in the NHL. For wins with 43. A bunch of guys that we've drafted here. Don't care to see it. We didn't win any awards, most likely. Buffalo wins the Cup. Boston wins the President's Trophy. Larmour wins the Hart, and O'Mara wins again. Blah, blah, blah. McIntyre, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anybody from Burnaby? Nope. Pits year all around for everybody. And I think this might be our last year. I think 2042, 2043 is the last year. Or 2043, 2044. I'm not sure. I'm going to treat it as if it's the last year. And we're going to be going all in. So I might not even draft anybody. I'll see if I can trade picks. Try and do some stuff over this off season. I'm going to just do what I got to do, and I'll see you when I have the lines ready to go for next season. So the farm has been sold, the picks have been liquidated, everyone's gone, everything of value is gone. I drafted 2 more franchise goalies, and we are making our final push in the 2042-2043 season. First line, Maurice Lambert from the LA Kings. 21 years old, 91 overall, had a 78-point season last year with Martinez and Beauregard. Second line, Ted Walker, 21 years old, 89 overall from the Pittsburgh Penguins. He had a 68-point season last year. Stolars and Ernie. Third line, Hennessy, Cyphers, Glennie. Fourth line, Janssen, Frazee, Eastwood. Defense, Brendan Cornett, 90 overall, 23 years old, from the New York Islanders. He had a 45-point season last year. And Ronnie Pellick, 20 years old, 87 overall, from the New York Rangers. He had a 20-point season last year. He is a defensive defenseman, back with everybody else. Del Rio, all the boys. Goalies, Vorbov is our starter, 23 years old, 90 overall. Blumdahl is our backup, 38 years old, 85 overall. Let's get it, boys. Let's see how we do in 2042, 2043. As well, our captains for this final season in this franchise mode. We've worked so hard. We've come so far. Not many people are left who have been here for a long time. So if I had to give the captaincy to someone, I guess it's Martinez. He has the $15 million contract. He's been here a while. The other A to Ernie. Maybe the other A to Stolars? No, I should go to Del Rio. Yeah, Del Rio's been here for a while. There we go. Captain, assistant. Yeah, it's already good. We'll keep it like that. Steve Martinez, our captain. Bit weird to say that. I miss all the old boys. He is 28 years old. He's been here for a while now. No one else is even close to that age, pretty much, except for Beauregard, but he's only been here for 3 years about. Del Rio's 28. He's been here for a while, so he deserves it. Really, Vesa Blumdahl is the heart of this team, so let's try and win him a cup in this last season, boys. Let's get it. So I made a couple of trades here at the deadline. I traded for Vesa Kilhoma from the Vancouver Canucks. I traded Beauregard there 1-for-1 through the entire season. 89 overall sniper on the first line of the best team in the league, had 12 goals. So I traded him for this guy who has 40 goals in 63 games. So hopefully that'll help out a little bit. I also got Julian Cox from the Senators, who was the first overall pick in 2023. See if he can end off his career with a Stanley Cup. He was just dying down there. 3 games, 1 assist. So hopefully give some life to the fourth line, which wasn't really doing much. Not seeing a lot from a lot of guys, but that's how it is when the scoring is so spread out. Here at the trade deadline, we are 37, 19, and 7. So after the trade deadline, we went on a tear with lots and lots of wins. Ended the season with 51 wins. We took down the Islanders in 5 games, took down the Capitals in 7 games, took down the Leafs in 5, and now we are up against the St. Louis Blues here in the Stanley Cup Finals. Beat them in Game 1, lose Game 2, win Game 3. We win Game 1, lose Games 2 and 3, win Game 4. Now we're tied 2-2 heading into Game 5. We lose in Game 5. We're now down 3-2 here in Game 6 of the Cup Finals. We need to win this one to push for Game 7. Down 2-1 after the first, down 2-1 heading into the third period. Not getting a lot of shots. Walker ties it up at 2 on McIntyre, our former goalie. Then Martinez comes again another minute later. It gives us the 3-2 lead. Really not taking a lot of shots, but we may just be able to push it to 7, and we will as Berglund finishes it off. Game 7 for the Stanley Cup now in our last season. Can we go off into the sunset with a Stanley Cup? First period, 2-1, down 2-1. Second period, once again, we're down 2-1 heading into the third. Let's fight for it, boys. Power play, long power play. Kilhoma. Big acquisition. Finish the year with over 50 goals. Tie it up 2-2. 10 minutes left in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. 5 minutes left. Who is going to be the hero? It's Nolan Eastwood. Is that going to be enough? Nolan Eastwood. Let's hop in and see. Nolan Eastwood, he's 25, I believe. He's been here for a few seasons, hopping between the third and fourth line. Never quite. He was 83 overall. He's always been good enough, but he's just been overshadowed by other players. Thinking about trading him at one point, but now he has possibly just scored the goal that would give us the Stanley Cup in Brooklyn at Chicharo Arena with 2:27 left in this game. Sliders are up, so anything could happen. Vorbov's in nets, just gives it away right in behind, throws the puck behind him through his crease. Street, cross to Markstrom. Blues pulling the goalie now. Berglund gets it. Can he ice it? And he misses the net because he didn't pass the blue line. That's how it works in NHL, but then Cyphers will end it with a nice playoff beard. The Stallion loves it, jumping on top of the photographer, phasing through his body like a Jedi. Stuart Cyphers, third goal of the playoffs, empty netter, and the Brooklyn Bellos will win what, their 8th, 9th Stanley Cup in franchise history through our 24, 25 seasons. Del Rio to Ernie. Empty netter, one more. Marty Ernie with the A on his shirt. With Del Rio. The Stallions losing his testa. 5 seconds left. In Chicharros. They're going nuts. Free cannolis for everyone. The Brooklyn Bellos are Stanley Cup champions once again. Vesa Blumdahl, 38 years old. He's been here through it all. Years and years for Vesa. Will he go out a Stanley Cup champion, or does he want more? There he is. Conn Smythe, who's it going to go to? Who is it? Who is it? Oh, it's Kilhoma. Definitely 13 goals, 11 assists for 24 points. I think that's the first time I've ever seen someone who's not a player win it for this franchise mode. It's always been the goalie. Maybe one other time it wasn't. But Kilhoma, what a trade deadline acquisition. He wins the Conn Smythe and he's a Stanley Cup champion. The trainer's going nuts. Martinez, he's going to go get it as captain of Brooklyn. I haven't had many captains. I believe it's been Marner. Just Marner, Byram, and Martinez have been our captains. I believe 3 captains in franchise history. Steve Martinez wasn't drafted here, but he's played pretty much his whole career here. Stanley Cup champion as captain of the Brooklyn Bellos. Stevie Martinez. Brother of Alec, son of Alec Martinez, probably. Who gets that first touch? Oh, it's Cyphers. Stuart Cyphers. Could be a second line center anywhere else, but he took the pay cut. Third line center. And he got that Stanley Cup. Next goes to Kilhoma. Yeah, he definitely deserves it. The hero of Brooklyn. They named a sandwich after him at Chicharros. They're going to tell him to go take another one. Get all your pictures. Vesa Kilhoma. Look at all the fans eating it up. And next it goes to the new starting goalie in Brooklyn, Stanislav Voyabov, however you want to pronounce that.
He gathered everyone at center ice for a team picture, and that has now
one last time, the Brooklyn Bellows. So 24 points in 24 games for Kilhoma, 21 for Ernie and Martinez. Everyone was looking good. Even Vorbov probably had good numbers. 16, 5, and 3 with 2 shutouts. Yeah, great numbers. 220 goals against average. In the season, Kilhoma had 83 points, 52 goals. He scored like 19 goals in 22 games with us or something for 22 points. I don't know, something like that. Martinez 80, Ernie 69. You can see all these points. As a defenseman, Berglund and Cornet put up some good numbers as well. Everyone looking all right. Cox put up, what did he get? It would be 4 goals. Yeah, he already had the assist, I think. So 4 goals in 19 games. I think that was it. Yeah, good job, Bello. Goalies, Vorbov goes 42, 20, and 8 with 6 shutouts. Blumdahl, very good season as a backup. 9, 2, and 1 with a .919 save percentage and 2.39 goals against average. Could have been a starter somewhere else. Stuck with us. Most wins in the NHL goes to Vorabello. Maybe he's going to... I should have named him that, Vorabello. Going to fight with McIntyre for best numbers as well for the Vezina. Also, this guy, Alec Redden, 25 years old, elite goalie. Leader of the NHL for points was Matthew Livingstone, 31 years old, 91 overall. 93 overall, sorry, 93 points. 92, 89 for this guy was 85 overall, 88, blah, blah, blah. Kilhoma's up there with 83. That's pretty much it. Let's see the final awards and all that stuff, and we're going to finish it off. Brooklyn Bellows, Stanley Cup champions. Franchise mode is now complete. We did it, boys. 25 years in Brooklyn. 25 years in Brooklyn. We made it. Thank you for following along. Thank you for your suggestions. And thank you for your time. To all the Bellos and Bellas out there, very much appreciated. We made it. Brooklyn couldn't have done it without you. Go to Chicharros and let them know that I sent you. Free cannoli on the house. Vesa Blumdahl, Bowen Byram, Mitch Marner. All the legends of Brooklyn. So many names. Vorobov and Blumdahl and Suglobov the pig and all, whatever. I can't even think of everybody. It's 25 years. So many players have come through. thank you for all your service. Thank you for your time, boys. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you in NHL 20 when I buy it for $5 because it's a piece of garbage. And that's it for me. I don't know when my next or what my next series is going to be or anything, but it's holidays time. This video has been recorded over the past like 3-4 months, and it's probably, I don't know how long it's going to be, 2-hour upload, whatever. Enjoy, smile, and take it easy. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.